kept on coming in early because you know it's a long setup for this song.
Uh-huh.
And that's exactly what Brad sounded like stopping the nigga. He was like, hold on, wait.
Damn. 30
Nigga said, wait
seconds,
for
niggas. Hold on.
it.
30 seconds.
Nigga said, wait for it. Oh, shit.
Back at it again. Live, press the button. Still feeling like I'm fresh out of Alaska. Like they done unthawed a nigga. Super still exhausted. I'm suffering with jet lag, but I want to get these lives out the way, stay consistent, give y'all a bird's eye view into us building this brand. I got DQ with me. I got Logic with me. Y'all holler at the people.
And peace, what up, everybody? It's your boy DQ Hampton in the building, repping with the squad, Tri Media. You already know how we do it. Yeah, baby, we just about to have a nice little show, talk some shit, build a brand, build a business, get to the money.
I love how that sound. For sure, man. It's Logic, bro. Just up in there chilling, kicking it with the homies, man. Talking about some business, talking about money, talking about sports, having a good old time, man. Just chilling. Sunday morning.
Sunday.
But hold up, are we getting right into it? Because Brad's, how dare you, bro? How dare you talk about Anthony Edwards like he really not going off? Is he watching the game, DQ?
Hey, I don't know. I seen my boy doing the DX symbol. Like when he brought it back. He killing stuff right now.
Hey, look,
but you
now
said
look,
yeah. He said something about ageism or something.
Y'all trying to make me acquiesce to a faulty premise. I said Anthony Edwards is that dude. But you also got to understand, I'm fresh off Charles Barkley talking about he reminded him of Kobe and Michael Jordan. And we just had this conversation, bro. That's how you destroy somebody's career. You take somebody's unique game, what they do, how they cook on the court, and you start comparing them to guys whose cement is completely dry. And now you got him up against Kobe and Mike. So now if he don't do that, then whatever. Nah, he's just Anthony Edwards. And once again, for the people in the back, so you can hear me, I'm not singing the praises of Anthony Edwards until he do this against somebody that is not playing basketball with a damn AARP card. Kevin Durant is 36 years old. Like I'm not, or 35. He gotta be 30. He's in his late 30s. I know he's been playing for at least 15 seasons. Somebody find out exactly how long. I'm not celebrating what Anthony Edwards does against the damn geriatric. Y'all run with that.
I'm trying to say Kevin Durant take Geritol. And he should be out there on the court smelling like Bengay.
Yeah, and Metamucil.
That's what you're trying to say.
Yes, and Metamucil. Like you know what it is? People don't understand about, like, in anything, in any kind of sport, anything, everybody has their time. Kevin Durant had his time. This isn't Kevin Durant's time. This isn't Steph Curry's time. This isn't LeBron's time. Like, we could recognize how great they are, but this ain't their time. This is Anthony Edwards' time. Like, he need to go out. The way he playing, he need to just go do what he doing. Doncic and who else time would you say? Jason Tatum. We sleep on Jason Tatum, but Jason Tatum's only like 25.
Mm-hmm.
We sleep on him because, he been in the I don't remember a time he wasn't in the conference finals or the NBA finals. You know what I mean? So you sleep on him. Anthony Edwards is that guy, right? But y'all don't at least feel somewhat conflicted that he's doing this against Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is not a defender, really. And he's old. He's old. This is two torn Achilles, Kevin Durant. Go ahead. Go ahead. Y'all want to prove your point so bad, but we live. It changes a little bit when we live. What'd you say?
We're talking about, but I think when we're talking about playoff basketball, we're talking about the moment, right? And the usual knock on young players is that the moment be too big for them, right? It's not even necessarily that their skill isn't ready, but the moment be too big for them. And now you got a guy kind of like, you know, it was his second playoff run, and he's out there like literally dominating on one of the most talented teams in the NBA. So you got to at least give it to him. Dominating, you know what I'm saying? Then you also made a real interesting comment last time we went live. Somebody in the bag of chips?
No, I'm just.
So you made a real interesting comment when you compared this man to Dr. J, which I thought was a little disrespectful to both of them, for real. But you know, so 1 minute he could beat Dr. J, and the next minute he going up against a bad Achilles and all this. You kind of, you know, you kind of throwing me off with your argument about how good the man is, but you don't respect how good he's doing against Kevin Durant because he's old. But I get you.
I didn't say I didn't respect. Okay. I'm gonna let you lay your plane. Then I'm gonna take off. Go ahead. Okay. First off, with you falling under the premises, I'm one of those unique human beings that understands that two things can be true. Two things. I can respect your game and also say you're doing this against a geriatric, right? So two things can be true, right? Two things can be true. Dr. J can be better than Anthony Edwards, but I still respect Anthony Edwards. It is what it is. It's kind of like a DQ. I hate Michael Jordan so much. I think he's the second greatest basketball player of all time. See how that works? See how that works? You see where I'm going with this? Man, I think he is so bad that he is literally the second best basketball player to ever play basketball. Man, I hate Michael Jordan. No, man. I respect what Anthony Edwards is doing. But now you asked me, okay, so then let's do the reverse. Do you think Anthony Edwards could do this to the KD with Russell Westbrook, Serge Ibaka, and James Harden, OKC Thunder? You think this Anthony Edwards would do that to him?
The Craig, yes, on Friday. Yes.
No way.
Yeah,
yes.
Why not, yo?
No way. That Durant was a killer. And then hold on, I'll take it even a step further. You think he could do this to the Warriors, Kevin Durant, with Clay and all of them? No.
I don't see why not, man.
Because no one could. What do you mean you don't see why not? Nobody could. No one did. No one did. No one did it against that team. I don't even think Michael Jordan's Bulls could have beat a healthy Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry is the greatest basketball team I've ever seen. That's the greatest basketball being played and the greatest basketball team I've ever seen. I don't think there's no team ever in the history of the NBA could beat.
He might not have survived the onslaught of 3-pointers, but he could have still got his. Absolutely.
Yeah, but we ain't talking about getting his. A dog would walk up on another dog, hump him, and get his. I'm talking about damn
crazy analogy.
Like winning, like being this guy that y'all talking about. The guy that y'all talking about, he ain't that ain't him, man.
It's monstrous.
Yeah, he's a dog, but
like
Kevin Durant is not. This ain't the KD that we all know. If you watch basketball, this is not the KD that we all know. It just ain't.
In some regard, right? I think that you are misplacing the evolution of basketball in this conversation.
Okay, don't start.
I think you got so much.
Bro.
You got so much nostalgia tied into your opinion, and I think it's slanting you in.
That's a bar.
That's a bar.
I think you kind of slanted into this older generation direction type of thing, and you're not realizing that offensive players are evolving so fast. You got all kind of people doing step back
I
jumpers.
am
And
38 years old, not 83.
I don't mean
I
you're
am
not
not
nostalgic.
motherfucking nostalgic. I am not. I'm not. Hey, what I'm not gonna allow you to do, Logic, is turn me into an old nigga. It ain't gonna happen, bro.
Hey man, I turned
It's
you into an
not
old nigga
going to
when I
happen.
made you try. At least when I attempted to help you realize that Aaron Gordon would have got. Well, he probably would have got an MVP in the 70s. He probably would have, yo, because that's exactly the kind of game style.
No, see, there you go. See, you know what you do, bro? See, what it is you listening to my voice and you hearing Marcus. See, you doing that Marcus stuff you do.
Marcus ain't got nothing to do with
See,
this,
bro,
man.
you
Shout out to
forget,
Marcus,
you
bro.
forget
Don't
that
bring Marcus in
I
here.
hosted the debate that you and him had. So I know both of y'all fighting styles up close, impersonal, no question at all. See, what I know is this. Peace to you, Sosa. How is Sosa not a mod? I'll make you a mod today. Peace to you, Sosa. What you do is the reason why Dr. J and Aaron Gordon even came up was because we literally was discussing. You said, who would he be in this series? That's Nuggets and Lakers. And then I told you, but if you wanted a better comparison of Dr. J, then Dr. J would be like Anthony Edwards.
Let me tell you
That's
something.
what I said.
That comment is so outlandish that we have to slow it down and stay
Go
right
ahead.
there for a minute, bro.
Okay.
Is Aaron Gordon had a ball in his hands as much as Anthony Edwards?
No.
Is he shooting the ball as much as Anthony Edwards?
No.
Is his role in the offense the same as Anthony Edwards? Anthony Edwards dribbling the ball at the top of the key, Aaron Gordon running baseline, maybe spotting up from time to time. So where's the player comparison then?
In who? Anthony Edwards?
One guy is actually dominating a series, and the other guy is maybe getting some putback dunks and some rebounds here and there.
What's your favorite
Are you
sport?
comparing them?
What's your favorite sport?
Basketball.
Okay. So you understand in basketball that there's roles, role play. Like James Harden on the Rockets is not the James Harden that was on the Sixers, and is not also the James Harden that's on the Clippers. So different teams, different times, you have different roles, right? So for example, you just described Aaron Gordon as basically a role player or this or that, whatever. But if you're a great player, you can't be. What am I trying to say, DQ? If you're a great player, you can't always be. It's rare the time. Like LeBron. LeBron has been LeBron on every single team he's ever played on since he came in the league. It's always been about him. He's 39 years old. It's still all about him. That's 21 years of being that. That's rare. Michael Jordan, always been about him. KD, I would even say KD to an extent, because even when KD went to the Warriors, it was still KD. So there's some guys, there's like maybe 5 to 10. The 10 is a stretch. Well, let's say 5 to 10 guys in the entire league that no matter what happens, their entire career, as long as they're like Steph Curry will always be Steph Curry until he's not. Well, so far he has been. He may grow up to be a Ray Allen later. But here's my point. Aaron Gordon, if you give him the ball every time, now follow me because you follow basketball. If you give Aaron Gordon the ball every time, if you give Aaron Gordon, you run the majority of plays for Aaron Gordon, blah blah blah, he's going to give you points. Now you want to know how I know that? He's going to give you stats, numbers. Maybe not wins, but at least stats. You know how I know that? Because every now and then Aaron Gordon will give you 30 and 15. Matter of fact, for example, game 2 or 3, one of them games, game 2 or 3 of this series, he had 29 and 15 as a role player. You know why? Because they ran the majority of the stuff for him. They started passing to him, this, that, and the other. So listen to me. My point is this. Anthony Edwards gets what he gets a lot of times because the offense runs through him, or he has the ball where he can make the decision. If you gave the ball with the amount of usage that these players have today, if you gave them this much usage, and you gave Dr. J the ball 40% of the time, he'd probably be one of the best players in the NBA.
Hell no. Can I talk now? You've been going for a little minute.
Well, it is. I mean, I hate to say this. I did start the show. Wait. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you a slight flex. I did start the stream. I did create the fucking show, so I might be able to talk just a little longer. Just give you a little bit of latitude. Now I'm gonna let you take the floor. You do whatever you want. Say whatever you want. Go ahead. This nigga told me on my own show I'm talking too much. This is a fucking parallel universe. One day there'll be a Logic podcast, and you'll be able to tell me that.
Man, look.
Not what I got the controls. Go ahead, my nigga.
So you are a basketball fan too, am I right?
Enthusiast, yes.
You an enthusiast.
You froze, DQ.
Are you enthused enough about basketball to understand that the Nuggets are a team, right? Mm-hmm. And they are a team that's arranged around some parts that work very well together. You understand?
Yeah, like the Spurs was.
Okay. So if you think about that, if you can't stop everything if you understand basketball. You literally can't game plan all 5 players out the game. So there's almost like something that you would be willing to live with, right? And if you're willing to give up, Aaron Gordon on the baseline all game, maybe that's your game plan for the night. But I could see that, right? But as far as, are you actively game planning to take Aaron Gordon out the game, will probably be mismanaging your resources? Would you agree or disagree?
Reword that.
Shooting threes. You don't double team Aaron Gordon under no circumstances.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards is drawing a double team every play, mandatory. Like, you're not gonna let him just size up and blow by people all game. You definitely not gonna leave him wide open on the perimeter. If you do it, every time you do it, it's a mistake. Guaranteed. Even if he's out there missing this game, you definitely can't afford to do it 2 games in a row. You bound to have a 4 for 5 from 3 half or something like that. So so one player, you damn near are happy that he's scoring. And then you got another player that you are allocating damn near all your resources to stop. So let's bring it home to the Dr. J conversation, right? Dr. J on the Nuggets team is running the baseline. He is not standing on the wing shooting spot up threes. He is not standing on the corner hitting spot up threes. He is not handling the ball, trying to force you to go under screens on him so he can take another 3. Or kick it to the roll man so he can play short roll point guard and either hit the lob, kick it to the corner. You should be able to visualize what I'm talking about, since you are also a basketball enthusiast. That should have been pretty regular right there. So what I'm saying is you do not put the ball in a player's hands that is not either creating wide open threes or for himself or other teammates, or basically a high percentage just bucket getter at the rim. And that's it. I mean, that's going to be the bottom line to analytical offense nowadays. That's why you want a point guard who you cannot go under on screens, because that opens up, that automatically puts pressure right there in the middle of the floor for a defense, and it forces you to have to either collapse from the wing or from the corner. So now you have somewhere to distribute.
Hold on. I don't get the point. I don't get the point of where you're going though. Give me your overarching point.
My overarching point is, you are not attempting to game plan Aaron Gordon out the game. And if you made the comparison that Dr. J would be just like Aaron Gordon, another guy not getting double teamed, another guy you're not game planning for. He is a regular
is wrong.
Player, and he's nowhere close to putting as much pressure on the defense as
Hey, y'all got to clean that up.
Nowhere close.
Got to clean that up.
Nowhere
I'm hearing Aaron Gordon and Dr. J. Y'all, please clean that up.
Listen, and this is why, and you know what it is? Logic's fighting style is he'll keep making the wrong statement over and over again, praying that somebody's going to accept it. I want you to understand. Sosa's about to come into the conversation. Yeah, Sosa, like, so Sosa gonna beat you up with this too. I'm just letting you know. So you're not a friend. You don't have a friend in Sosa. He's not gonna help you with this. But I would say this to you too. The only reason I said Dr. J and Aaron Gordon in the same sentence is because you asked me who would Dr. J be in the Lakers Nuggets series, and you're not even following everything I said. I said he would be a mix of Aaron Gordon and LeBron. Be a mix without the passing. Remember the conversation I said, not necessarily the passing and the shooting and all of that, but if I had to leave it in a series. And then I said, but if you want me to give you a better example of who he would be in this time, it would be Anthony Edwards. Go ahead, Sosa.
Yeah. I can agree. High flyer, attack the rim.
Yeah.
The jump shot would right about the same jump shot because Anthony Edwards streaky from the outside. You know what I'm saying? Dr. J didn't shoot the three. So you know what I'm saying? So you're right there. You're right in that same, I think right in that same category.
So
Anthony Edwards still got some growing to do. He still got some growing to do. His outside game ain't efficient just yet. And then he have games where he don't, he have lots of down games in between them big games. You know what I mean? So
Dr. J
that point
is 6'6", 210 pounds.
And it didn't matter.
It didn't matter in the 70s.
No, it didn't matter.
When he was going up against the garbage man.
No, in the 80s.
Shoe shine boy.
The early 80s. No, hold on. I will not
like 85, 86, like that.
I will not acquiesce to a faulty premise because that shoe shine stuff works during Bill Russell and them, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. In the 80s, them guys was making money. There was no they weren't moonlighting as blockbuster video salesmen and playing for the bad boy Pistons at the same time. Like that's not what they was doing. It's not. Don't mash all these years together and think that that's how it's going. And I think too, being a prisoner of the moment, and this is why I hate social media, because being in a prisoner of the moment, y'all look at a player like Anthony Edwards, and because you've seen so much, you've seen every single highlight, every game, every stat. They talking about him from 8 a.m. to 12 o'clock at night on every show. Some of these guys are greater than what you think they are, because when they fail, everybody's like, I don't know what happened. Maybe they weren't as great as we thought they were. Maybe. These guys get analyzed down to the final compound. You are celebrating Anthony Edwards killing Kevin Durant. That's what you're doing. I just want to be clear. You're celebrating Kevin Durant, he's an old player at this point.
You know what? You kind of making me kind of like question your basketball knowledge about this. Now you might be questioning mine too, but I'm gonna just put it out there as making me want to question yours. So off the pick and
that sounds about right. Go ahead.
Off the pick and roll, how are you covering him? Are you going under the screen or are you going over the screen?
Oh, Edwards, I'm going under.
No, on Dr. J. If Dr. J handling the ball because Maurice Cheeks was handling the ball.
I'm going under.
You're going under.
I'm going under on Edwards.
You're going under. You're not forcing a switch. The screen might as well not even be there. You playing off of him.
No, I'm going under on Edwards too.
No, you not. Oh yeah,
yes, you are. Oh yeah,
look, DQ. We could end it right there. You going under the screen all game on Andy.
What is Anthony Edwards? What does Anthony Edwards shoot from three, bro? That will
first of
warrant
all,
you.
Dr. J don't got the kind of first step that Anthony Edwards has. Not even close. Don't have the kind of handle he has.
Stop.
We
Stop.
can't, bro,
Stop real
man.
quick. Stop real quick. Stop.
He was one of the best at attacking the basket, bro. Like we
Yo,
can't do it. You can't.
yo,
You
in
can't
the
even
70s.
compare that, bro.
Wait. I
Yeah,
know you did not
but
just say
if in the
he didn't
'70s
have a
is the yeah, and you're talking about in the '70s, the center was in the lane, bro. This day and age, the centers are stretch fives and fours. They're out from the basket. They ain't even been. He's not even going against the same type of center, so you got to take that consideration too, bro. He's not going up against some of the best shot blockers in the league. That shit ain't there. Who the Suns got? Fucking Nurkic. Nigga ain't blocking nothing. He can barely jump. You feel me? So you gotta take that into consideration, man. So, man,
You know what I
So
think?
you made that comment to say what? That centers in the 70s was known for their athleticism? That what you trying to say about that?
Why do you keep saying the
game,
70s?
yeah,
It's the late 70s,
game-
early 80s, bro. It's late. Okay, I'm
game
gonna
plan
say
was
early
different.
80s.
The
Then.
floor, during the
Okay.
80s, it's gonna be harder to penetrate and dunk because everybody, the offense was condensed. Everybody's in the paint. During the 2000s, it's more 3-point shooting. You have stretch forwards, stretch five, so the offense is more spread out. So it's easy to beat a man and get a one-on-one dunk to the lane. Versus in the 80s, early 80s, late 70s, everybody's condensed. Everybody's in the paint, bro. It's a different dynamic, bro. You gotta
So
look
you're
at
not
all the
fooling
ways.
me when you say that, because I know for a fact he doing that off the pass,
It's a fact.
and it's not like he breaking down the defense and he breaking down one man then dunking on the center every time. It ain't happening like that. He getting it off a cut. The big man step up, point guard dish the ball off, and then he dunk the ball. I mean, he gonna catch you on some late rotations, but I'm saying the way the game is played today, the way that you would guard Dr. J is not something that's going to be dangerous. Even if the man is going off, even if the man going off, he's still only shooting twos, and that's at his best.
Yeah, but now you're putting different
absolutely are going
layers
to
in
live
because
with
now
somebody taking
you
7, 8
have to think
mid-range
that
jump shots a game.
Dr. J was.
Shoot him.
But here's the thing: you're moving Dr. J into a 224 conversation, but then not accrediting him for developing the 3-point shot if that's where the game was at. It's like you're penalizing him because the 3-point shot was not relevant at that time, and you're bringing him into a time where the 3-point shot is relevant and say, "See, he ain't shooting no threes." It's like you can't do it like that, man. That's not a fair argument. Because
I understand it's a tough
you will win
argument.
every argument if that's the case. Yeah.
But that's not my fault. He had all
like,
the chances in the world to revolutionize basketball.
He did. Man.
Yeah, he did.
that man.
I like Logic fighting stance.
Yeah, you see it.
I like
Logic
fighting stance, bro.
After a while, you gotta leave this nigga
He's
alone.
the reason you have the NBA. He's the reason that the NBA is. You know what I'm saying? He's the reason that the ABA combined and you got the NBA, bro. Dr. J, bro. They needed him because he was that guy.
You
figured out what's wrong with Omar.
I like how that sounds.
I'm gonna figure out.
When I hear it, that just tells me that the NBA was that goddamn sad. They was that sorry.
It was new, bro. So it didn't have that. It was new. They didn't have the marketing yet. Teams, these teams are just coming to being and stuff. So you had two different leagues. Imagine right now you got two leagues, bro. So now Anthony Edwards played for the ABA, Curry played for the NBA, whatever they call it back then. You got LeBron on one side league. They ain't playing against each other, but it sure would be goddamn looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? You wouldn't get the same views. As now they all in one league.
I mean,
listen, I like Anthony Edwards, bro. For 4 years, my niggas. God damn.
Yeah, and you know what, Logic? You're showing a fatal flaw that you have. You're showing a fatal flaw that you have. I think you got a problem with old niggas, man. Like you got a problem with the past, bro.
I don't, man.
Anything in the past you think is just fucking useless. Like it's like listen, I agree with you on some of the shit, but I'm not throwing Dr. J like put it like this. They compare Anthony Edwards and Michael Jordan, which is fucking mind-boggling to me. But I get it. You get the comparison is good conversation point.
But still not
Not even. Young Michael Jordan won a national championship with North Carolina. On the team, young Michael Jordan was the best player on the team. Was Sam Perkins, Kenny Smith, James Worthy.
He wasn't the best.
No, they said it. No. I got a quote.
No.
I got a quote.
Look at what he averaged.
No, I ain't talking about stats. No. I ain't talking about stats. James Worthy said, he said, I met Michael Jordan. He said, I met him when he's a freshman. He said, come on, OG, let's play one-on-one. He said he wasn't the best player right then. Within 2 weeks, Michael Jordan was the best player on North Carolina's basketball team as a freshman.
I think they be hyping that.
That's a
James Worthy
Hall of
pause.
Famer,
James Worthy double pause. I'm gonna double pause on Worthy. Take that for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? I think they be.
Why you double pause?
He double pause.
Why is there a double pause? I missed it.
Yeah, I missed it too.
It's something Sosa know that none of us know. So, but I'm telling you,
James Worthy
I know.
James
I heard.
Worthy activities
I'm not getting no defamation.
Hey man,
James Worthy.
I ain't getting no loss.
Hey, Brad, I'm gonna run to the store. I'll be right back.
Yeah, pause. James Worthy's like finesse 2 times. He paused 2 times.
But I'm saying they said it. So even if he wasn't the greatest, even if let's say they knew that he was better when they played. Even Kenny Smith said we saw him playing like out around the campus. He was the best player. They knew then. So what I'm saying about Anthony Edwards is Anthony Edwards is good.
They knew he was a goal.
No. No. I mean, they knew he was better than them. Not that he's the greatest of all time. They're like, nah, he's better than me. Like he's better than I am. Like, yes, I'm the senior. Yes, I'm gonna get the minutes and all that. But this kid, yeah, he's better than me. You know what I'm saying? It's like Mahomes. Brady can talk all he wants. Brady can say whatever he wants.
Hey, Brass.
Mahomes is better than him.
Hey, Brass and Sosa. Let me try to make this real.
And then we're gonna move on, bro, because you know why it's gonna change your mind, bro.
No, that's not gonna happen for sure. But let me try to ask you a real simple question, though.
Anthony Edwards and Dr. J, Omar. Smalls. Anthony, go ahead.
Name me any sport where the athletes are not bigger, faster, stronger in right now than they were in the 70s.
Evolution. And 80s. Evolution. Like, no, that's not that big.
I mean, just answer the question.
Go with this evolution again. I know, bro.
None.
So there's none.
Not one.
Are the athletes more skilled now than they were in the early 80s?
Yes.
Like to me, so from there, it's an easy dub for Anthony Edwards. Then you try to get into the accomplishments of Dr. J at his time, and cool, I'll give you that. But if I take his exact game and I put it in the modern NBA, because of his skill set, because of how he plays the game, he is not going to be a ball dominant scorer like Anthony Edwards. He's going to be a role player like Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can't if you make it.
That's why I keep saying he's a regular player.
That's what I'm saying. If you're making that argument, it's not going. That's what I'm saying. You can't. Whenever you're making an unfair argument, like I can't argue with that because you're taking a person. It's like saying, man, if I take the saber-toothed tiger, right? And I put the saber-toothed tiger in America today, like how he gonna survive with them big ass saber-tooth, bro? Of course this shit gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't
my fault.
All right, listen, the NBA is bigger, stronger, faster, right? Evolution. Is Lou Dort better than Dr. J?
Hell no.
Huh?
No.
He's bigger, stronger, faster though. There's levels to the shit. Right.
I also asked you about the general.
Basically, what you're saying is right now. Basically, what you're saying is Anthony Edwards is one of the top 50 basketball players ever. That's what you're saying.
His bag is way deeper.
Yeah, is he? You're saying he's one of the top.
Arsenal for scoring the ball is way deeper.
only from the outside, bro. Like not like Dr. J didn't have a jump shot. Dr. J averaged down there 30 points a game, my nigga. But see, you gonna discredit
How
that because you gonna say,
sad they were.
right.
Imagine Aaron Gordon being able to average 30 points.
Nah,
That
Aaron
is
Gordon is
not
not
a
Dr. J.
accomplishment of Aaron Gordon. That is
Nah,
like a defect of the people he is playing against.
Aaron
The
Gordon
fact
wouldn't.
that he
Aaron
is
Gordon,
able to go out there and
Aaron
score.
Gordon has no jump shot, bro. Dr. J had a mid-range game, bro. Aaron Gordon is not close to Dr. J. No level.
Dr. J mid-range game that's exactly what you want to give up. You want him to go out there and shoot 8-10 mid-range jump shots a game. Please.
Nah, you got a misconception of Dr. J. You think Dr. J
Yes, you do.
dunking. Dr. J had a solid mid-range game, bro. He was just a high flyer. He was known for that, bro. I watched Dr. J.
And that's mainly because they playing off.
I'm a Philly fan.
It's because they sagging off of him. You know?
No. See, now you just
look at the game, man. I went back and watched.
That's part of the shit, bro.
My eyes bled because I went back and watched the game. I watched it.
Eyes bled.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the game, bro. Like when you're a dominant player, when you can attack the basket and dunk. This is the same thing with Michael Jordan. When you can drive to the hole and dunk, defense is going to sag back off you, bro.
I watched the game like this the whole time, yo. I was like, bro.
No, Michael Jordan had to work. Michael Jordan had to work on his outside game, bro, because they said
no tween, cross, step back, none of that. Just I'm gonna walk it up to the elbow. You're not gonna come out here and guard me. Might make it, might miss it. None of that.
That's part of the game, bro. You
can watch it. It's on YouTube, bro. They got a game of him in the final scoring like 30-some points, bro. They trash. Not Dr. J trash.
You talking about
trash.
Hold on, you talking about which final? You talking about the last one? You talking about like the late 80s?
Nah, this. I mean, he was on the 76ers. He was on the 76ers with Moses Malone.
Yeah, well, he's outside the ABA. He's only played for the 76ers.
Yeah, when he was in the ABA, he was with the Nets. But I mean, it was a 76.
Yeah, you said when he was in the ABA. You mean like when he was the whole entire ABA? Because he literally was.
I ain't watched one of those games.
I didn't either. I wasn't born.
I needed to get some rest after that.
You do understand that something could be less skilled and better, right?
Bro.
You understand that? Do you understand that concept?
I do get that.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a perfect example. Hold on, I'm gonna give you a perfect example, and then we're gonna move on.
You talk about 83 too, bro. Yeah, like 2 years before he retired, bro.
Exactly. So we're gonna talk about how something could be less skilled and better. So there was a time, and this is what I love about for the next 10, 15 years, they're gonna be having the Mahomes-Brady conversation. This is going to be an actual conversation. And while they having this conversation, I don't see logic. Well, while they having this conversation, what's going to happen is this. They're going to say, who's better, who's the GOAT, who's this. Now, for those of us that had the benefit of watching Mahomes and Brady play at the same time, it's safe to say that there was a time that Mahomes might have been a better per se quarterback than Tom Brady, but Brady was a better player. I hate to see how that sounds, how two things can be true. Mahomes could do this, he could do that, he could do this, he could do that, but the better player was still Tom Brady. Now, when Mahomes went crazy against Brady when they first met, when he was with the Chiefs, they put up 40, this, that, and the other. Looked great, looked amazing, this, that, and the other. It is what it is. Brady is still the GOAT, less skilled, and head-to-head pause when they played against each other. Brady beat him, and he beat him in the Super Bowl. So two things can be true. So just because they had more skill now, they're faster now, stronger now, better now, doesn't mean that he's a better player than Dr. J. Dr. J is timeless. He's a Hall of Famer, a champion. That's one thing we're not. He's a champion. Anthony Edwards, Putting Anthony Edwards' 4-year career against Dr. J's entire career, saying Anthony Edwards is better, is just
It's crazy.
foolery. It's
That's
just
wild.
foolery. It's
wild,
it's asinine, 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 asinine to say that his 4 years, because see, Logic, you know what's gonna happen? One day you're gonna be an old nigga too. And somebody gonna come along, right? And say some guy, and this is because social media. Because we've probably seen 10 times more of Anthony Edwards than we've ever seen of Dr. J because of social media. So you think your brain is telling you, God damn, I just saw him dunking last Wednesday. I just seen it again today. They're going to show it again tomorrow. You think he's greater. But just because you ain't seen it don't mean that he's not, he's not that guy. And I think that's a better question. Players know. Anthony Edwards himself, unless he's not being an asshole, would say, yeah, I'm not as good. And I'm not doing this based off what he did against Kevin Durant. If he does this against Doncic, if he does this against Jason Tatum, like his contemporaries, if he does this against his contemporaries, then now I'm going to say, yeah. But I don't even think he's not even a top 5 player right now. Right now, he is not a top 5 basketball player. He's not even top 5 in the league right now. But you want me to think he's the greatest.
I mean, that shows you how good the NBA is right now, man. That's what that is. That's. I mean, I know it sounds crazy. It probably does sound crazy to you, but I would accuse you of being nostalgic, like you accusing me of.
But you act like I'm old
leaning towards.
Anthony Edwards.
That don't mean that you're not being nostalgic, though. It don't have nothing to do with your
Anthony Edwards is not at the level of the way they double team him every time down yet. He ain't got that treatment yet. He's not even at that level yet. He's streaky, bro. He shoots like, and I like Anthony Edwards. He's an under 50% shooter from the field. Shoots around 43, 44%. So that's streaky. It's not efficient. He's a volume shooter. He's going to take 25 shots a game. He might take 7, 8 3-point shots. He's not shooting 40%.
Hold on, let me read this quote by
I like the guy. I like him, but he ain't there yet, bro.
3/20/24. Now this is Cuban. Shouts to 7 years from now. What? Go ahead, land your plane.
No, go ahead. Like 7 years from now, I might be able to entertain that if he get a little more accolades to him. His game progresses. But 3 years, at 22, nah, I can't do it. Go ahead.
3/20/2024. This is in Cuban. Peace to Cuban. Peace to Chef Omar Smalls. Hits. 3/20/24. Michael Jordan. I'm assuming that's Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan said, "Then there's another one. Of the game is similar and as great as Anthony Edwards is, and I think he could be the best American player, maybe the face of the league, at least American players. He's not going to ever be in the GOAT conversation." I definitely agree with that.
Who said that?
I definitely agree with that. He said Michael Jordan said that.
Michael Jordan said that?
Yeah, I mean that's fine.
That's wild.
I think the bottom,
maybe me
line
at this time.
is I'm gonna land mine real quick, yo.
Damn, Mike.
You also hold on before you land your plane, Logic. Let's also remember Michael Jordan is a Doncic stan. So he has to be very careful when he's even having this conversation because Doncic is literally the face of the Jordan brand. So I would assume if you had to ask him who's the greatest right now, he's probably gonna say Luka. You still froze, DQ, and you froze in the most.
I'm still froze, bro.
Sarcastic. He got the
most
looking
crazy.
Right.
Hold on, and then we're gonna move to another topic.
Crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna make mine quick. The last thing I'm gonna say is on aside from all of those cool things that we've been saying, you are not going to run your offense with the ball in Dr. J's hand the same way you can run your offense with the ball in Anthony Edwards' hands. That's just the bottom line to it. Like, other than that, I mean, we could make up all kind of scenarios and analogies and cross sports, cross time
That's
periods.
like saying
he is not going to dominate a game with the ball in his hands in today's
they did it
NBA.
So Russell Westbrook can do it with no jump shot and just a halfway decent mid-range run offense with him.
Did you add that stuff?
It's unheard of.
Russell Westbrook is one of the best athletes to ever hit the NBA.
Yeah, but he didn't have any. His jump shot was broke. His 3-point shot was broke. He made it by penetrating and dishing, bro. Driving to the hole and dishing. Dr. J 6'6",
that
bro.
should be
If you
a
get 1
terrible
feet in the
example.
lane, you're getting dunked on, bro.
Yeah,
If
because
Dr. J
that
get
would
1
show
foot in the
you how
lane,
much
you dunking on
faster
him.
Dr. J, how much faster and quicker Dr. J would have
See,
had to
that's what I'm
be
saying.
with some handles than he actually
Yeah.
was, because he's not.
Yeah, it's like you take, like I said, if you're doing that argument, then you can't do it because you're using him.
I agree.
You keep,
He can't.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't like to rate cross generations, bro. I like to rank people within their realm because you actually have, like, I'd rather go Anthony Edwards against somebody of this day. That's a fair argument than Anthony Edwards versus Dr. J.
Look, everybody look at the screen real quick. Let's move topics. Somebody, I need all these Kendrick fans to make that make sense for me.
What makes sense? I didn't even hear it.
No. Look. Can you see the screen, or y'all not looking at the screen?
It ain't no screen unless it's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. That's what I mean.
Are you sharing the YouTube screen and not the StreamYard screen?
No, it's on the StreamYard. He got it written on there. Why hasn't Kendrick
responded? It's a banner at the
responded?
bottom.
Oh, you talking about the? Oh, you talking about the? Hold on. You're talking about
Why
somebody
hasn't
wrote.
Kendrick responded?
All right, go ahead.
So, a couple weeks ago, before I went to Alaska, see, I have this curse. Yeah, you knew it was coming. I set y'all all up. I got a nice little set of people in the room. Only one missing is Kent. The only one missing is Kent. Man, y'all gonna show Olajuwon some love around here. Oh yeah, we love Olajuwon now. I love Olajuwon. If y'all think Westbrook is a better athlete than Dr. J, y'all smoking. That's debatable though, Chef. I gotta say that's debatable. I think it's debatable that Westbrook is a better athlete. That Dr. J is Dr. J a better athlete than Russell Westbrook?
That's a great conversation.
I don't know. I think you'd have to get up to Russell Westbrook because he's doing everything and more that Dr. J did at his height, but he's doing it at his height. I always find it amazing how Russell Westbrook does all the stats that he can do at his height versus what Dr. J did. I mean, it's a guy who averaged a triple-double for 5-6 seasons. I don't care how he did it. That's impressive. That's impressive. But all right, so hold on. Let's get to it. Let's get back to it. What up, Mac Rod? So y'all crazy to think these current players are better athletes than older generations? I think you're crazy to think that the athletes in older generations are better athletes. These kids they've been working with skills and athletic trainers. Everything is bigger, faster, stronger now. That's just evolution. I'm just saying as far as evolution.
Yeah, but I get it. But you can't make everybody ain't Usain Bolt.
More skilled.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Everybody ain't like if you put Jesse Owens up to date, right? Every racetrack runner ain't finna beat Jesse Owens. Nigga. Some might. You know what I'm saying? But we just making everybody Carl Lewis and shit. And Michael Johnson.
Yeah, definitely. Shaq was bigger, faster, stronger than these centers. Yeah. It depends. Yeah. It's definitely a case instance, but things that these guys do now are go to the NFL Combine, Sosa. They set new records every year. It's not that these guys are. It's just they're just stronger. They're stronger. They learn how to. Yeah, that too.
Steroid and shit. But you know, hey man, listen. You talk about the elite athletes of that day. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you take Michael Johnson that long ago, yeah, Usain Bolt can beat him, but Michael Johnson still gonna beat a bunch of niggas, and you got to keep that in mind. So you can't just So you're talking about an elite athlete of his day. You know what I'm saying? You can't just take a nigga and then basketball is like it's deeper than you got that athletic talent and you play for 2-3 years, bro. You gotta get accolades. You gotta gain all stars. You gotta get an MVP. Win a scoring title. You know what I'm saying? This shit you gotta do. You know what I'm saying? To get there.
The most craziest part of this whole argument with the most craziest part of this argument is 4 years. I mean, damn. Like, so you know, if you could say that Anthony Edwards 4 years is better than Dr. J's entire career.
Hey, I agree with that. Look what Chef said. He said he not boxing out grab rebounds over.
The only way it can be true is if
hold
the
on,
rest of the
Logic. He's
players
not
were
boxing out people
trash.
grabbing rebounds over centers and power forwards. Y'all tripping? Oh yeah. There is such a thing as the Westbrook rebound.
There's a difference.
I used to watch that shit. Like he literally, what's his name? Steven Adams. I know that he used to let him get a certain amount of rebounds. I know that for a fact. Because I even asked myself.
He would block them out and let Russell grab a rebound and go. That was part of their whole strategy.
I just know in basketball, shorter players, they have to almost be more athletic than the other people because, I mean, basketball, you can say whatever you want. It's still about height. You can, you know, when you look at the greatest players, you do top 20. And the top 20 greatest basketball players of all time, it's only like 2, maybe 3 short guys that you would like 6 foot guys, like Curry, Isaiah Thomas, Iverson. And I wouldn't even put Iverson in the top 20. But I'm just saying, like, if you go through time, the top 20 basketball players of all time, height in NBA still matters, no matter what. No matter what all the skill, the shooting, and everything. Like, look at, they're calling Wemby the greatest player now simply because, you know, he's doing everything that everybody else is doing. He just happens to be fucking 7'4".
Yeah, and usage rate too. Russell's usage rate at that time was talking about high 40%, probably 40-45%. Where he's just dominating the ball. He got the ball in his hand every. So of course his number going to escalate. Who he had on his team? He had Adams.
You mean you gonna stop talking in the chat?
Shoot.
Hit the link,
huh?
This nigga just said, I said AI isn't in the top 20. He said, y'all think AI is a top 20 basketball player of all time?
Allen Iverson?
Yeah. Now think about that before you. Huh?
I would say, I would give him top 20. I'll put him top 20.
No, I can't put him top 20.
I'll give him top 20.
Top 50, yeah. Top 20.
I mean, he already
30,
top 50.
40, something like that.
Top 50.
Come Chef to give us our daily cuss out.
Because no, for what he did, and Iverson, what, 6'1"?
Let me test this dude.
Maybe.
All right, go ahead. We was going to talk about. Hey, don't think I'm gonna let y'all get. What's up, Chef? I'm
trying to get off the hook. I'm ready.
Hold on. I'm ready. Don't think I'm gonna let y'all get off the hook with this Kendrick shit, because y'all killed me for this Kendrick conversation like 2 weeks ago before I went to Alaska, and now I'm starting to look. I'm looking like I'm right on this J. Cole situation, and I'm starting to look like I'm right with this Kendrick situation. He's starting to look a little crazy. But y'all go ahead. I'm about to check out this Allen Iverson conversation. I want to see something. See if I'm tripping. Yeah, I respect you.
I put him top 20. Now, or he can fall slightly outside. I'm not that. I would have to go back and then go over everybody again. But you know, and he even get that type of respect from his peers though. When he
gets respect, but not top 20. Though.
Yeah, when you hear his peers talk about him, bro.
Y'all knock
you know what I'm saying?
out.
You talk about the reason nigga we're number 3, Chris Paul, D Wade, AI. You know what I'm saying? Like what he did in the game. Imagine that they had banned crossover moves. Shit.
All right, so I'm looking at this. Go ahead, Chef. You can jump in whenever you want. I'm about to share my screen. Now, I was right when I said that he wasn't I was wrong when I said that he wasn't top 20. He's not even top 50. Because the NBA has this thing called top 50 basketball players.
Yeah. I mean, you could agree.
Yeah.
They did that in 96.
90 at the start, but they just did 75. I want to know if you
But
made the 75.
hold on. So the top 50 they did that in 1996, 97.
Right.
Right.
Of course he wouldn't make that because his playing career, he didn't get rolling into like 97, 96, 97. So all of the players that came before that, that's why he's top 50. You can't do that.
When did he get drafted? When did he get drafted?
I think it was 96, 97.
He got drafted in 96, 97.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good point. But then they just
Hey,
did
you got,
75, right?
Okay,
Didn't
Brad,
they
look
do
at some of the people
75?
on the list then. Let's
He
look at some of the
definitely
people
would
on
be
the top 50.
75.
No, I'm saying, didn't they do 75?
Yeah, they did 75.
Yeah.
But
Right,
he knocks out a lot of players from that
Let's
top
look at
50
it.
list.
Let's look at the list.
If you do it now by stats, yo, you
But we're
tripping.
saying 20 though, Chef. He don't knock out.
Would you
He don't
take
knock out
Allen
30 of them.
Iverson?
Okay.
Would you take Allen Iverson over Rick Barry?
I don't even know who Rick. Who the fuck is Rick
Exactly. So he's in.
Barry? I'm just saying, like you just named the nigga. Like who the fuck is Rick Barry? Oh, wait,
everybody
that's
know who
the
Rick Barry is.
That's the underhand free throw dude.
How about Jerry West?
Yes, I'll take Jerry West over Allen Iverson. Yes.
I take Jerry West
top
over
50?
Allen Iverson.
Hold on, wait, no. Here's the 75. Here's the 75.
We could just do the 50.
Is Allen Iverson on this list?
Of course.
Okay, so Allen Iverson
can't
is on
see
this
that shit.
list. So he made the top 75. Okay, so wait, he made the top 75. Now we just gonna do this real quick. Y'all can see my screen, right? We're gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna name 20 players on this list. It's better than
go
Allen
for the
Iverson.
top 50. That way we can just make it more 75 is just so, you know what I mean? We narrow it down, we can see. And
No,
then we
he's
see
saying 20.
No,
He's
I'm
he
saying
don't
I
make the
couldn't
20.
do the top 50 because Chef made a good point. He had just started his career, even though Shaq is on that list.
Shaq started
But-
in 92.
Yeah, how do you know all this shit off the top of your head, bro? Okay, I got you. I can ride with that. Hey, I'm not gonna hate. I'm gonna just do a check. It's real quick. He's not better than Kareem.
Facts.
He's not better than.
How over the niggas he better than?
No. That's too much. Because I would
Are
say
you trying
he's
to
better
pick-
than a lot of these guys. He's better than a lot of these guys. Okay, he's not better than Kareem. I wouldn't take Allen Iverson over Carmelo.
I mean, you're gonna see. You pretty much gonna take all power forwards and centers. We can just.
No. I'm
come
saying, is that debatable?
I'm
Yeah,
serious,
Melo.
though. Look,
I put Melo
'cause they're
over.
powerful and
AI.
Okay, so we taking Melo over.
But Melo
Iverson.
wouldn't put himself over AI.
yeah,
We're talking about us.
I take AI.
This is opinion based with us.
All right. It's gonna hurt, but I'm gonna roll with Melo. I'm gonna roll with Melo on that. It hurt, but I'm gonna roll with Melo.
Niggas be sleeping on Melo.
Melo got the purest shot.
Melo might be the greatest one-on-one
I mean,
scorer.
Mid-range, period.
Yeah, I've ever.
He
I'm
top
taking Melo
10
over.
scorer in NBA history.
Yeah, I'm taking Melo.
No way.
how many
On your dress.
how many scoring ties Melo won?
One.
Is
Man,
this a
how many
series?
MVP
I'm
you
supposed
got?
to be all in all our roles.
None.
I'm going to put
All right, so listen. This is what we'll do.
Yeah.
We'll
So could
do
you put
definites
me?
and somewhat.
Yes.
Somebody got somebody in
So-
the background. You might. All right, so
It just need to be under the light.
So Melo is definite, but we definitely taking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm taking Barkley. Y'all can debate that shit if y'all want.
I'm from Philly, so I'm a Philly
I'm
fan.
taking Barkley over that.
I'm saying,
Elgin Baylor.
I would just take all
heard
the
that
forwards,
name.
Brad, because they're forwards. Like, name a forward you wouldn't take over AI. Kevin Durant? Of course not. Karl Malone? Of course not.
Hold
David
on,
Robinson?
whoa.
Of course
What'd you
not.
say? Wait, what'd you say?
No, I'm saying, it's like, all them forwards on there and centers you're going to take over AI.
We said top 20 players. We didn't say top 20 short niggas, top 20 niggas with cornrows. We said players, bro. This is what I'm trying to say. He's not a top 20 player of all time. He's not. He's definitely not. I'm looking at the list right now. I'm telling you he's not. Elgin
That was
Baylor.
hard to put him in there.
Elgin Baylor, I think he's better than Allen Iverson.
Yes, hell yeah.
Okay, I don't know who that is, but I kind of know some of these names. Larry Bird is definitely better than Allen Iverson.
Who?
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird, hell yeah.
How about
Kobe Bryant is
about
better
Jason
than
Kidd?
Allen Iverson. Well, hold on.
Jason
Will
Kidd.
Chamberlain. Are you looking at the list? We just going down the list.
We talking
Will
about
Chamberlain.
the 20.
Jason
Will
Kidd is on
Will
the list.
Chamberlain's better than Allen Iverson. That's 6. Steph Curry is better than Allen Iverson. Anthony Davis is not better than Allen Iverson. Tim Duncan is better than Allen Iverson.
Anthony Davis
Kevin
is
Durant is
better
better
than
than
Allen
Allen
Iverson.
Iverson.
I mean, Anthony Davis is 2010, 3 blocks a game like that.
You saying Anthony Davis too?
I wouldn't say that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
because
say Anthony Davis.
he averaged 20-something, 10 rebounds. He's gonna pick out 3 blocks a game.
Yeah, I gotta go with Sosa on that.
Anthony Davis better than Allen Iverson?
I don't know about that. We'll put it in the We'll put it in the debatable so we can get to the list. We'll put it into the debatable.
Yeah.
LeBron is definitely better than Allen Iverson. Magic Johnson is better than Allen Iverson. Michael Jordan better than Allen Iverson. Jason Kidd.
No, that why would you stop right there? That don't even make sense.
I don't
Jason
know,
Kidd
bro.
not even on Allen Iverson level.
I don't know, bro. Jason Kidd was that nigga,
No,
though,
he's
bro.
not.
Chef.
Man, I'm not listening to this.
All right,
How about John Stockton?
I agree. I'll go with y'all. Karl Malone.
Is Gary Payton better than Allen Iverson?
Hold
I don't
on.
know.
Is Karl Malone better than Allen Iverson?
Yeah, hell yeah. Karl Malone.
Okay.
Karl Malone top 20. Listen,
Yeah,
Karl Malone
top
is top 20.
Yeah, Karl Malone is top 20.
No debate.
He's like
Moses Malone.
he's like number 3 in scoring right now.
Right. Moses Malone, yeah. I give
Moses
Moses
Malone was a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
you might
so
not like
Moses
his
Malone.
game.
What do y'all say about Marvin?
Yeah, I work Friday through Sundays and shit.
That was the first name I was starting to debate right there. I might
That's
have to go with
debatable.
Pistol Pete, yo. I might go with
Okay,
Pistol Pete.
I could do McHale. Kevin McHale.
How
He
about
better
Reggie
than
Miller?
McHale.
Reggie
Hold
Miller.
on.
He
Kevin
better than
McHale?
Reggie Miller.
No, is Kevin McHale better than Iverson?
Hell no.
Okay. Reggie Miller, no, Iverson's better than Reggie Miller. Steve Nash.
He better
Hold
than
on,
Steve
bro.
Nash.
Hold on, bro. Hold
Steve
on,
Nash
bro.
was
Hold
nice,
on.
but I would still go AI.
Steve Nash was a dog, bro. Eddie's a 2-time MVP, bro.
Yeah, he's a assist guy. You know, he had 20. He get your
Steve
assists.
Nash is a dog.
He was a
bro. Hold
bucket
on,
too,
Chef.
though. He was a bucket.
Hey, hold up.
Definitely a bucket.
We
Steve
actually
Nash.
gonna give him that MVP that he took from Kobe, man.
Well,
That
he
was
took it
Kobe
from Shaq.
MVP, man.
I think he took it from Shaq.
I don't know. about
Yeah,
that.
man. That
But
hurt
either
me,
way,
man.
listen. At some
Original-
point,
That's a
Yeah.
Macklemore Grammy. That's a Macklemore Grammy.
Well, shit, it's at Macklemore House. I
I don't
agree.
do
I agree
original
with you.
history.
G. I agree with you. But is he better than Allen Iverson? What say y'all?
No.
No.
Okay, so no. All right. So Dirk Nowitzki, hell no. Dirk Nowitzki is better than Allen Iverson.
Yeah, Dirk Nowitzki, the GOAT.
Yeah, Dirk better than
Hakeem
that.
Olajuwon is better than Allen
Yeah,
Iverson.
that's not a
Facts.
question.
Shaquille O'Neal better than Allen
Not a
Iverson.
question.
Chris Paul, where y'all got Chris Paul?
No.
Get him the hell out of
No,
here.
get
He's
him
not
out of
better-
there.
He's not better than no Allen.
Paul Pierce was better than Allen Iverson.
No.
I can say that. I can say yeah, bro.
Hey,
Paul
y'all,
Pierce was
you
a
run
debatable.
through them.
bro. Paul Pierce was a
That's
fucking
debatable.
monster, Chef.
No.
When they went up against
That's
AI,
debatable.
Debatable. We'll leave it
AI
at
got
debatable.
them.
We'll leave it at debatable. We have 16 right now. We'll leave it at debatable. Scottie Pippen better than Allen Iverson?
Yes.
Okay. Willis Reed.
I'm not quite. I'm not there with Scottie Pippen. I'm not quite there with Scottie Pippen.
All right, wait. I'll put it in debatable.
I'm not quite
I'll have
there,
fun with
Scott.
that. Willis
Debatable.
Reed. We still at 16. Willis
No,
Reed
sir.
better than Allen
No,
Iverson?
sir.
Oscar Robertson
Willis
is better
Reed-
than Allen Iverson.
Yeah, Willis
I don't give a
Reed-
fuck.
Willis
Oscar
Reed,
Robertson
yeah,
is the
yeah.
original triple double.
See how you
I
didn't
ain't
stop?
see a lot of Oscar
Hold on,
Robertson.
wait.
I ain't see a lot of
Let's
Oscar
get
Robertson.
this
I just
done.
know he averaged a triple double. I don't
Yeah,
got no
David
knowledge of
Robinson
Oscar
better
Robertson.
than
That's
Oscar
no
Robertson
question.
is
David
better than Allen
Robinson
Iverson.
is way better than Allen
Yeah,
Iverson.
the 10 times better. Dennis Rodman, fuck that nigga. Bill Russell, I'm gonna say yes. I ain't never
Yeah,
seen
Bill
him play.
Russell, hell yeah.
Dolph Shays, Bill Sharman, I don't know who they are. John Stockton?
No.
No. Isaiah Thomas?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Isaiah's my
That's
nigga.
20.
Isaiah's my
That's
nigga.
20
Nah,
right
yeah.
there. Nate Thurman, Wes Unseld, Dwayne
Yeah,
Wade.
bro, I get-
Dwayne
I
Wade
get- I
was
get-
better than Allen Iverson.
I get your point. I didn't realize how many centers and power forwards was on there.
Exactly. Jerry West better than Allen Iverson. Is Russell Westbrook better than Allen Iverson?
No.
That's
I'm not
disgusting
gonna necessarily give
even-
Jerry West. I'm not giving Jerry West. Fuck out of here, baby.
No, wild as hell, bro.
That nigga said that's
You know-
disgusting.
You know Jerry West is
Not
the
gonna make a
fucking logo,
goddamn-
right? You know,
that
like
man-
when
He
you-
paid for that.
Look,
He paid for that.
I don't give a shit. Russell Westbrook
One more hell
better.
of a Kansas.
Hold on, we almost done. We almost done. We almost done. Is Russell
The
Westbrook better?
logo.
Jerry West is early man,
When he
bro.
played
Is
in the
Russell
60s?
Westbrook better, bro?
Damn,
Why are
Iverson?
you asking about Russell Westbrook?
I'm asking you.
Y'all
I
got a
don't know how
Russell
y'all
Westbrook.
feel
Hold on,
about
hold
him. I
on,
say yes.
hold on. Y'all got a Russell Westbrook problem. The fact that y'all would
no.
question whether he was better than Dr.
No.
J. Now y'all
I didn't
questioning
that's
whether
not what we said,
Westbrook
Chef. We
is
didn't say that,
better.
Chef.
Hold on. Now y'all
Westbrook is
questioning
not
whether he
better
was
than Allen
better
Iverson, bro.
than Allen Iverson.
Yeah, Westbrook
I'm
is not
just
better than
asking.
Allen Iverson.
It's just a question.
No.
It's just
no.
a question. Okay, that's
No.
fine. Dominique Wilkins better than Allen Iverson?
Yes,
Oh yeah,
And
Dominique with that
James
nigga.
Worthy, is he better than Allen Iverson?
that's debatable.
Yeah.
Wait, is Giannis
that's
Antetokounmpo better than Allen Iverson?
I give it to him because he just because of his dominance. It's
I don't
both
know.
ends of the
AI
court.
was dominant. AI was dominant.
He's also dominant
But
on
you know,
both sides of the ball. He
yeah,
might get 15,
Giannis got like
20
two
rebounds.
Okay.
defensive player of
And
the
about
years.
4
So,
rebound blocks.
what
He might
player?
do
All
that.
right, before we move forward, now
He's
this
gonna
is
be at a
2000.
disadvantage when he come
When
against a
did they do
dominant
this,
big
Chef?
man because he
When
can
did they
do.
do this? This was in. When did they do this? Wasn't this like two? Okay, so this is 2021. Are there any players in the last 3 years that's better than Allen Iverson?
Hold on, now why are we trying to shit on AI?
So let's say no.
That's
The reason why I'm
what
saying is this 75 list is Damian because there were some people that was snubbed. So is Kyrie Irving better than
Damian Lillard is not better than Allen Iverson.
Okay, is Kyrie Irving better?
Hell no.
Okay,
No.
so we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it at this list. Is Wemby better?
Nah.
But 1 year in the league,
Listen,
man.
I'm just saying. Hey! Don't kill the messenger. Is
Wemby gonna be the best in the
Is he better than
is,
Michael Jordan?
Is Luka Doncic better?
Is
Yes.
he better than Michael Jordan?
Who?
Luka
No.
or
No.
Wemby?
No.
They ain't even did enough to be considered better
Yeah,
than
no,
those
I
niggas yet.
agree with you right there. But Doncic's been in for a while, so you don't think Doncic is
Nigga been a pro since he was 14.
Not yet.
Okay, so wait. Just in that top 75 list, we got 27 players that's better than Allen Iverson, and
Sam,
5
I'm looking at
debatable. Wait,
see,
and we got 5 that were debatable. So no, he's not a top 20 basketball player of all time. I hate that I have to do that to prove my point, but that's I point proven, bro.
Yeah, you proved that.
Cuban
analytics.
crisis in there. Now, I will say this: I didn't even think it was that close. But the fact that you could say there's only 27 clear,
I'm taking into account the fact that he was 6'1", bro. I'm taking into the fact that nigga is 6'1", bro.
Well, then if that's the case, Isaiah. If that's the case, then Isaiah should move into the top 5. If you taking height into it.
20.
No, we're not ranking the top 27.
Top
The premise was is Allen Iverson in the top 20 of all time? No. That's it. 20. We found 27 clear and 6 debatable.
You know how you got pound for pound? I think pound for pound. Pound for pound.
Nigga,
I agree with that.
Pound
I agree with
pound.
pound
this
for pound.
Is not boxing.
I'd be taking Luka. You got Luka for sure over Iverson.
No, I don't have Luka.
I said that. I'm taking Luka over Iverson. I even said that.
That's crazy. Nigga from Dallas, bro.
Y'all would take Luka. Hold on, wait.
I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know.
He's from Dallas. He's from Dallas.
I'm just letting you know.
Damn.
I'm just letting you know. I seen the nigga with my own eyes. I seen him with my own eyes. I seen him with my own eyes.
Mac Rob just said that. Pound for pound, Allen Iverson is the greatest basketball player of all time.
I like that. AI
pound for pound,
yo.
That nigga changed the game.
AI was the truth,
bro.
yo.
Like a buck of some change, bro.
I wouldn't say he changed the game.
If you're gonna say pound for
What?
pound,
Who's Ron Wade?
But he literally changed the game.
He changed the game, literally.
You see cornrow braids.
That's an interesting thing.
Because he was dribbling before people was dribbling.
No, what I'm trying to say, I like you, Logic. Now me and you in the street, Logic. What I'm trying to say is,
God, here y'all go with that. Don't bring that shit over here, bro. Y'all bring that shit over here.
Okay, I can't even say that.
So we leaving that in the past. All right, go get it.
He a little bit about that.
I ain't good at all. I hate when y'all say that shit. That shit corny as hell.
Nah, but Logic.
I get what you're saying.
I'm gonna say this, Logic. I'm gonna say this, Logic. The way that, because I grew up I grew up in the and one. I grew up in the and one era. So, you know, there's a whole generation of young basketball players who got fucked up mentally, who never learned their fundamentals because we loved and one. Allen Iverson was that bridge between and one and the NBA in the way that he carried himself and the way that he did his dribbles, all that type shit. So we had a connection with that nigga. Like the way that he represented for like the subculture. He wasn't like the most polished person, the braids, the jury, just everything, the hip hop in him. So that's why I say he changed the game in that sense. So that's where I'm coming from on that aspect.
All of that's off the court though, ain't it?
Hey, let Cuban get in.
But he brought it on the I got you. But he brought it on the court. That's what was so beautiful. He brought it on to the court. That's why we fuck with him.
Damn, Mac Raw.
I get what you're trying to say. Because I was definitely about to go straight
broke
to
this
Tim
down by
Hardaway.
pounds. Hold on, I was
definitely
bro.
about to
They
go
actually
straight to Tim
broke this
Hardaway.
down by pounds. Can y'all see my screen? They literally broke this down by pounds, like the scientific version of this.
Oh, that's hard.
They
so
literally
he's number
broke
one
it
for
down.
real.
It says who's the greatest NBA player ever, pound for pound, just as we do in the world of mixed martial arts and boxing. So they literally broke it down by. Let me see how they did this. These are the pound-for-pound legends of the NBA who, despite being relatively small in stature, the list explores the top 10, taking pure skill and analyzing it per pound of body weight. Here are the 10 greatest pound-for-pound stars in NBA history. Now, for some reason, I feel like pound-for-pound is pause, so I'm going to go ahead and pause. I'm going to pause on that, and then and we're going to move forward. So number 10 is Magic Johnson.
Pound, pause.
Okay, all right, so they did it points per game by pound, rebound per pound, and assists per pound. That's wild, bro. All right, so he was 215 pounds. Magic Johnson's number 10. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is number 9 at 220 pounds. Kyrie, yeah, he got a bag, bro. 195.
Yeah, Kyrie.
7, LeBron James, GOAT James. How much do they got him as weighing? 250. That's off. He's at least 270. Kobe, 212. Number 5, Steph Curry. Number 4, Oscar Robertson. Number 3, Jerry West. Number 2, Michael Jordan. Number 1, Allen Iverson. Okay.
Pound for pound, man.
Pound for pound.
$1.60, nigga.
I got it.
165. Pound for pound. Hey.
$1.65, nigga.
Hey, look, man, I hate to go.
Okay, so 165 pounds. Career achievements, blah, blah, blah. Known as the answer, dynamic scorer. He was known for his ability, his impact on the game, blah, blah, blah. Fearless style. Okay, amazingly, Iverson managed a higher point per game average per pound of body weight than Michael Jordan, who was considered the most dominant scorer and best player ever. If Iverson was any bigger with at least 30, 40 more pounds of weight, we could be looking at the most dominant to ever do it.
That's too many what if. That's too much. That's too much imagination for me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, you hate all old
pound
niggas.
for pound, man.
We're not hating on you. We're not hating on you.
That's a lot of imagination going on right there. I can say the same thing about Russell Westbrook. If he was 5-6 inches taller, he'd be way better than he is now. There's a lot of what ifs.
Nah, that nigga don't have skills. Russell Westbrook does not have a lot of skills, man.
Let Cuban, hold on. Let Cuban get in there. Hold on, let Cuban get in there. What's up, Cuban?
Go ahead.
What's good with y'all?
What's going on, G?
No, I just shared 2 things with Iverson taking on Kobe and Shaq at the same time, and another one with him against Peyton. Like I go with Peyton only because I was a Seattle fan. Like Sean Kemp was my man, Peyton was my man, but realistically, I think Iverson would take Peyton. But there's 2 things I got that if y'all want to look at.
Okay, in the back chat, right? So we went through the top 75 players, and we found 27 clear and 5 debatables. So he's not top 20, but I will see to this point the fact that he is that short and still did what he did and weighed that much and did what he did. You know what's wrong with that pound for pound list? I just realized now that I'm thinking about it. Why isn't Isaiah Thomas on that list?
Because he ain't do nothing.
Isaiah Thomas is the only player to beat Jordan, Bird, and Magic all in their prime. He beat all three. He beat the Celtics at their peak. He beat the Lakers at their peak, and the Bulls as they were coming up.
Yeah, with a lot of fouls.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, yeah. I guess they'll probably give him more credit to the team than him. I don't know. Let's see what the chat is saying. Best ever pound for pound. That's a good point, Mac Rob. I appreciate that. Keep in mind, I never seen that. Imagine him at 6'6".
Rest of this game, y'all. Hey, peace, y'all. I'm gonna catch up with y'all.
Okay, bro. No problem. So imagine him at 6'6". He dunked on Shaq. When did Allen Iverson dunk on Shaq? Did y'all see that? You're on mute.
It might be on that mute.
It was a putback dunk.
He dunked on Shaq?
Putback. It ain't like he just drove it and rose.
Your background is fire, bro.
Huh?
Your background is fire. That was crying.
This
the way it's all blurred, the way it's blurred out like that, it looks fine. You outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that is fine.
Yeah, it was a putback dunk. He kind of got a little help because you know he ain't heavy enough to move Shaq. So when he jumped on his back, he kind of was able to kind of hang in the air a little bit longer and got the dunk. He got him. He got him though. As a matter of, I actually was watching that game live. The announcer said that Shaq didn't even feel it because he didn't move. You know it was funny how it happened, but yeah, he kind of like climbed on his back,
didn't even feel
like
it.
hung on the shoulder a little bit with his off arm, dunked it. Yeah, he got him.
That is wild, bro. He didn't even feel it. All right, so I'm glad that you're up here, Cuban. You can hang out for a little bit. I want to put this back up on the screen. So, all right, so I think we've done that Allen Iverson conversation as far as we can, but I need DQ and Cuban to participate in this right here.
What's up?
So I need y'all to answer that question, bro. Because when I said that J. Cole went through something, he must have went through something in his life. That's why he didn't want to participate. He probably didn't want to go that far.
Bringing this up, man.
And hold on, and everybody killed me for it. And then
Nobody
I see that the
kill you.
whole world is now agreeing with me.
Nobody
and then
agreeing with
Drake
you.
put out Push Up. What is it? Push Up? Something? What is it? What's the name of that song? The diss he did to them? Is it Push Ups? Whatever. I'm gonna say it's called Push Up. It's been damn near a month. Why y'all ain't killing Kendrick for not responding, bro?
The same reason Nas waited to steal Matic to drop Ether. In due time,
No.
young butterfly. In due time.
Listen, bro. Listen, bro. Hold on. Ether was just on Still Matic. He didn't wait to drop it. We was listening to Ether. It was just he put it on the album. Ether came out right after, not even like a week later. So he just put that's just because of when it was on the album. So what you got? What you got, Cuban? What the hell you got going on, BQ? This nigga building a treehouse.
What do I got?
So what you got? So explain, Cuban. Why? Well, first off, I ain't really heard your opinion on the whole thing. What are you thinking about this beef with Kendrick and them? You think it's valid? You think this is one for the history, or it's just a mid? This whole battle is mid.
It's mid. This shit ain't no beef. It's just record sales. That's it. But they're not my cup of coffee. Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. That's not my shit.
You don't like none of the three?
It ain't something I would listen to. It's something I might check out. I'm like, oh, okay, but it's not something I'm like. That's just not my thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm not to say that they're whack. I'm not saying they whack, but it's just not my thing.
How did you rate Kendrick's diss?
He's all right.
Yo, you're so hard to please with the hip hop shit, bro. How do you rate Cole's response?
He said, "There's no pleasing you." He said,
Yeah,
"He said, bong in the blitz, a cigar and a waffle."
Yeah, it's funny because when we had these conversations, right, especially with Cuban and hip hop, Cuban's hip hop is it's ranged, right? So because it's ranged, hip hop don't hit the same. It just don't hit the same. So what did you think of Cole's response?
It was all right. Like, I mean,
Okay.
like you guys
There you
mentioned, for example, you mentioned Ether, right? Now, if you let's just take Jay-Z and Nas. That's a whole nother caliber. Like, regardless if it was for records, record sales, or it was an actual beef, whatever the case may be, both of they shit hit hard. Both of they shit was good.
Right.
So it's like comparing apples to oranges. I mean, it's like saying MC Shan and KRS One. You know what I mean? Or just nah. It's just not the same, man. For me, it's like that with a lot of things. You talk about basketball, football, rap. It's just not how it was. To me, it's just weak now. It's not how it was.
So what do you say about Drake's song then?
Drake is whack. Drake is pure whack.
Okay, defend that. You gotta defend that. Just
it's about to get cooking now.
Give me 3 points.
Whack.
Woo! Hold on. I'm about to actually change the title.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoa, hold on.
I take Hit said it. Hit said it. Chris Brown shit was better than fucking Drake.
Hold on one second. Just give me 1 second. Just hold that thought. I just want to
Hey y'all, while he doing that, I got a 50-second commercial to drop.
Go ahead, bro, drop.
DQ. Look. Dumping my swisher guts on my high school diploma. Knowing I'm highly educated from my aroma. Don't know where it's coming from, but I know it's marijuana. And you can smell the leaves in the room. Check. Look, I got a new weed strain, come from New Zealand. It's a new weed brand from my new weed man. Connected to the growers, I'm a true weed fan. I'm a true weed stand. Green thumb and green hand. Jammin' Lee Village, I'm a cool geek, man. I got a smooth freak who chillin' for a cool week, man. Running through them papers like a Newsweek stand. Cause all my cushions fuckier than Juneteenth bands. I'm selling 3.5s to 3 or 4 guys.
Did you just say your cushion is funkier than Juneteenth bands? Jesus Christ. Well, once again, I mean, it's kind of hard to just keep saying how good he is. Well, DQ's good. He makes good music, and those bars is fire. I don't know how. Like, I'm not gonna keep doing that, but okay, it is what it is, man. All things considered. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna go ahead and listen to that on my own time. Lord, fire. Period. Period. Point blank. All right, so. That's the new title. Hold on. Is Drake actually trash?
Yeah.
Go ahead and go. Cook. Nobody's gonna stop you. Cook. Explain that. That Drake is trash.
Well,
and everybody, we gotta watch our language. It's just a reminder. We gotta watch our language.
So what is profound with his lyrics? What's profound with his style? We don't even got to get into content or substance or stage performance or anything. What is profound with his lyrics and his style? That's like, oh my God. Did you hear that?
No, go ahead. I'm not gonna stop.
I want you to just go. It's they're like Cat in the Hat rappers, man. It's Dr. Seuss. It's Dr. Seuss on the beat.
Damn.
Dr. Seuss on the beat, and it's just whack. Like, I mean, I just listen to it, and then make the comparison with other lyricists. And it's like comparing a Yugo to a Maserati. It's like comparing a '69 Chevy Camaro to a 2024 Toyota Corolla.
So you and Logic are actually in the reverse. Logic can't stand anything older, and you're more of the reverse, meaning you don't really like all of the new stuff like that. Like you're not a fan of the new stuff. Is that kind of, would I be right in saying that?
There's not too many people I'm feeling. There's a few,
Right.
but they're not people that get airplay that you're hearing all about. It's a few, but most of the stuff I listen to is not passing like 97, 98, 99. If it is, then we're talking like Sean Price, something like that. But it's just, I'm good. I'll listen to the oldies. It's like comparing new R&B singers, soul singers, to R&B singers from the 80s, early 90s, and 70s. There's no comparison.
Does anybody want to participate in that?
I actually like, this is probably the one area that I know for a fact that I actually am very nostalgic in is music. I'm not a big, huge fan of new music. As a matter of fact, it's like the older I get, the more I actually start to appreciate jazz a little bit, man. I'm a Dizzy Gillespie and I'm Charlie Parker, I'm Miles Davis. I'm a lot more there than I am with a lot of new stuff that I listen to. Some of it's cool, but I listen to music sometimes when I want to get into certain moods. And the new music doesn't put me in the kind of mood that I kind of want to be in for long periods at a time, to be honest with you. So it's not something that I don't really get with it too much. I don't really listen to new music very often, and I don't listen to music very often either. But the music I do listen to typically is stuff that's a little bit older, even if it's rap. Dizzy Gillespie is in like the 40s and the 50s. I listen to that a lot. I mess with Dizzy.
Gideon, matter of fact, I just remember Gideon's in the building. What's up, Gideon? What's going on?
What's good? Chilling, listening to y'all.
What's you going out there? Were you in Florida, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the streets right now, but I'm chilling. Logic, you were hilarious, bro. I'm starting to appreciate jazz.
Appreciate it, man. Duke Ellington, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I listen to all kinds of music, man. Everything, bro.
I listen to it, but I ain't about to jam out on some damn horns and jazz and shit.
My favorite artist of all time, Stevie Wonder, by far. Miles. That's the coldest nigga ever, dude. All right, go ahead.
All right, let's stay on the subject, man. We'll have a conversation about that shit when I'm 80. I ain't talking about no motherfucking Miles Davis right now. So you're gonna have to send me some Miles Davis that's just fire, because I ain't feeling it. All right, so Cuban, let's stay on topic. This is the top 50 list of hip-hop rappers all time. So they got Jay-Z number 1, because it's a smart publication.
Mm-hmm.
They got, oh, hell no. Wait a fucking minute. This is Billboard. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so this is Billboard. So they got Billboard they got Kendrick Lamar number 2. That's a headache. Nas number 3. So they got Kendrick Lamar in front of Nas.
Over Nas. Bullshit.
Wow. Okay, Billboard. Where Biggie at? They got Tupac number 4. They got Eminem number 5.
Mm-hmm.
They got Biggie number 6. They got Wayne number 7. And they got Drake number 8. Who finishes our top 10? Snoop and Nicki Minaj. Get the fuck out. Okay. Oh, get the hell. Sorry, Hits. All right, so what problem do y'all see with that top 5? What problem, yeah, it's not a smart, it can't be. That first decision, that was a good one. Other than that, I'm not with it. Yeah, that was, they made Jay first. I could go with Jay-Z first, Who did they have number 2? Kendrick. I don't think Kendrick Lamar is in the top 20. So that throws that off for me. So who is your top 5 then, Cuban? If Drake is terrible, who's your top 5?
I strongly disagree with that list.
What you got, so okay, DQ, hold on. We're gonna go round table. We'll start with DQ.
Right.
Top 5.
My personal top 5 ever? Or we doing consensus?
Try to take out personal feelings.
Okay.
And just say, what would y'all consider a consensus top 5?
Top 5, I would say consensus over everybody. I would go Hove, I would go Big, I would go Pac, I would throw Nas in there, and I would throw Snoop Dogg in there. That's probably a consensus for like hip hop heads, probably.
So you said Hove, Pac, Big, Nas, and Snoop.
Yeah.
That's a 5. Now, what is your top 5?
My personal top 5 in this specific order is number 1 Nas, number 2 Jadakiss, number 3 Hove, number 4 Andre 3000, number 5 Royce the 5'9".
Lyricist.
Yeah.
Grade his personal top 5, Cuban.
Sean Price, AZ.
Tell everybody who Sean Price is for who they don't know.
Sean Price, he passed away. He was from Brooklyn. Him and Rock, like.
So that's Helter Skelter, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
So Sean Price, AZ, Wise Intelligent, Ghostface. This one's probably gonna throw you all off. I put RZA in there.
I can see that.
And I would have to put Rakim in there.
I ain't mad.
What are you ranking qualities for your top 5?
Breath Control. And definitely, I think Andre 3000 and Big Pun had the best breath control out of anybody. But breath control, substance content, lyrics, wordplay, whether the person are they strictly just a rapper, or can they freestyle, or or can they do both?
Or they a true MC?
Yeah,
just a rapper.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I would have put Karis one in there, but unfortunately, I can't do that no longer. But I would put, if putting that stuff to the side, I would say he would be in that category because he has freestyle, he has written, he has stage performance, he has the epitome of the elements of hip hop on stage with him, and there's nobody else that does that. He has the b-boy, he has the DJ, he's the MC, he has feet and knowledge.
Yep.
He brings the whole package.
He has quality music.
Yeah.
Not a bunch of trash.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. So how do you feel about Jay-Z?
I think that he probably has definitely the largest catalog. Okay. I think that he's phenomenal. Like, to say that he's not great, that, you know what I mean? Like, I could see why somebody would put him at number 1. Like, to say that that's not a fact, like, but some of his stuff I like. The stuff that I won't say I dislike it, but some of it, like when it's just like airplay type thing, like girls or something like that, like that's just not something I would bump in the car. Like, that's not something I would rock out to. But he's not one dimensional. He brings his stuff to different audiences. He knows how to cater to his audience. He definitely has that ability.
Okay. Gideon, your top 5.
Nas, Jay-Z, Biggie,
This in order?
Tupac, and Rakim.
Is this in order?
No.
Okay, try to do it in order. I want to see something.
Oh shit, you want order?
Yep.
It's a struggle between Pac and Big, but I'll put Pac first, then Big, then Jay-Z, then Nas, and then my main man Gangstar, aka Rakim.
Okay. I kind of like that list though. That's wild, but I kind of like that list. All right, Logic. What's your top 5?
My top 5 would be Lil Wayne. It would be
In order though.
It would
I
be
need
Drake.
in order. In order.
In order. Lil Wayne.
You got Lil Wayne
Drake,
number 1 in order.
I'm giving it to you. Lil Wayne, Drake, Juvenile, especially old Juvenile. Jay-Z's got to be in there. I'm at 3.
No, 4. You said Lil
No,
Wayne,
yeah, 4.
Juvenile. No, I said in order. So you said Lil Wayne, Juvenile. No. No.
Can't take a bite.
You said in order. Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Drake, Jay-Z. You got one more. You a wild nigga, bro. Go ahead.
I love Logic, boy.
Come on. Who's the last one, bro?
Damn.
The mad rapper, motherfucker. Who's the last rapper, bro?
I'm gonna tell you what.
Oh my god, I can't even think of the nigga name right now, yo.
Mystical.
Man, who is hypnotized? He was hypnotized. Who is that, man?
That's Jeezy.
Jeezy. There we go. Old
Okay.
Jeezy.
Oh my god, bro. Now, far be it from me to attack anybody's list, bro. You could do whatever you want to do.
You like what you like. It's all about preference, and you know.
Lil Wayne, Juvenile, Drake. So you from the South? You're from the South?
New Orleans.
New Orleans. Okay. Enough said.
Yeah, I like that. I like that list. I like
Enough
that
said.
list.
Enough said. If you're from New Orleans, then enough said. Enough said. If you're from New Orleans, then I can't even. That sounds like a list from somebody that's like a homegrown list.
I do think Lil Wayne can out-rap Jay-Z.
Oh man, something's wrong with DQ's connection.
Yeah.
Everybody, you gotta
come on, bro.
Y'all gotta apologize to DQ.
Weezy
He's been tired
got a
lately.
stupid
He's been on tours and stuff, so he knows.
Let's get to a symmetrical point in the cul-de-sac, Brass.
I'm not having that discussion. I'm not having that discussion in the cul-de-sac.
I ain't saying he's better than Jeezy, better than Jay-Z, but he nice. I'm a bob your head with music type of person. Like half the time I zone out.
You a what? Wait. Say that one more time.
Chill out, Brass. God damn.
I really want currency somewhere in there too, because I just
No.
like a mood thing.
Logic. Before I say something, I just want you to say what you just said again to make sure I heard you correctly. You're a what?
I'm a bob your head to the beat kind of person.
Pause. Bob your head on
Right?
your own time,
Like,
G.
I'm
Don't
not a
nobody care,
lyrical.
bro.
I'm not
I
a
figured that's
lyrical
what you said.
analyzer. I'm not
I feel you.
analyzing the lyrics half the time. I was
Bro, by the way, one day we're gonna have this conversation about Lil Wayne out rapping Jay-Z.
Come on the panel, Chef. I said it.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I said it.
I think y'all say things just to get a rise out of people. Hey, I want to.
Hey,
Jesus.
Hey, crazy. Hey, y'all, I'm about to mute Braz out for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I apologize. Go ahead, bro.
Get it in, DQ. Speak on it, bro.
Hey, yo, what?
Get it in. All right, listen. Everybody just relax.
Everybody need to take a
take a second. Yeah, everybody take a second.
Yeah, now here we go, y'all. I got y'all. This is what we're gonna do. We just go ahead and just get this.
So I'm gonna completely switch the subject. Russia just announced.
Oh, we're going to go to politics, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
I've been waiting for you.
I got my buddy on the screen. Of course, I'm gonna go right into politics. Of course, I am. Russia
I've been waiting for you.
Russia says it now has the right to confiscate all Western assets in Russia, worth more than $288 billion. The U.S. listen. The U.S. just passed a law to confiscate Russian assets and give them to the Ukraine. Speak on that. Yo, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this one thing. I love living in the United States because the United States literally is habitual line stepper, bro. They just do whatever they want to do. The fact that you can pass a law to confiscate Russian assets and just give them to the Ukraine is just all kinds of gangster. All kinds of gangster. So, anybody want to speak on that? Chef wants the link. Anybody want to speak on that?
As far as I know, as far as I think, right? I'm gonna say I think because I'm not well versed on the subject, but it feel like they barking up the wrong tree right there, yo. I feel like there's like two men in the world that you don't want to like antagonize. That would be Kim Jong-un from was that North Korea and Putin.
Number 3. Add one more. Add one more.
Who that?
Donald J. Big T. Didn't nobody mess with Trump. Add him in there.
Donald J.
Like them dudes don't care about the rules at the end of the day, yo. They do not care about the rules at the end of the day. I don't like it. It sounds good, but I don't like it. I tell you that.
What you think about that, Cuban?
What do I think about what I'm reading on the screen?
Mm-hmm.
It's not surprising that America thinks that they can confiscate Russian assets from a sovereign nation to give to the Ukraine. It's not surprising. It's not surprising at all. Do I think it's right? No. We're talking about the same country that went to excuse my language. That went to outer space and put a U.S. flag on the moon.
Yeah, I was just about to speak about that. I was about to tie into that, bro. Since I was little, I've been told that America is nothing but a middle school principal, just walking around trying to micromanage everybody. That's it, and that's all we be doing, bro. And eventually, something gonna happen, bro. We be on some BS. I ain't gonna lie to it. But you know what I'm saying? I never lived outside this country, so I can't speak from a hill I haven't climbed. I only been looking outside, looking in. But I try to get information from the outside bubble to get a proper consensus. But I already know we be on some bullshit. Any country that spends majority of their money on military, we on bullshit.
Let's sell it.
Oh yeah, let's sit and talk to me.
I'm gonna give you an interesting analogy somebody gave me about the U.S., right?
And then let Cuban get in. And by the way, I just want to say this: I can't hear anything from Seth's basement. Go ahead, Logic.
I'm going on mute.
The analogy somebody gave me about the U.S. is like they will ride a battleship right off the coast of your country, right, and raise their leg up and let out a gigantic fart and dare you to do something about it. Super bully type stuff, yo. Just for no reason.
Yo,
once again, Logic is my
bro.
No, Logic is my man, bro.
God bless.
God bless America. America with an M. America. We here, baby.
America. God bless America. I don't give a damn about nothing but the tide, baby.
Tide, baby. Roll tide. Nothing but the tide.
Nothing but the tide.
Nothing but the tide.
All right,
They
so
say in Jamaica, Mary Maka.
yeah. I think it said Mary Maka.
Mary Market.
Yeah, but listen, y'all complain, but let me ask y'all a question. Seriously, this is a serious question. I'm in love with the United States flaws as much as I'm in love with the strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And I would not have wanted to have been born anywhere else on the globe.
Yeah,
Because I have spent a lot of time outside of the United States. I just went, I travel a lot, right? Inside the United States, outside the United States. And I'm not trying, I don't agree with everything. I mean, I don't agree with everything anybody does. But I can understand why we participate so much globally. Because if you're gonna play Big Brother, you might as well do it. And then two, I know that I'm not well versed in no one. I'm not behind the scenes with these conversations, but I understand what they're doing right here. And for those of y'all who don't really understand why Russia even attacked the Ukraine, if you understand why that Russia attacked the Ukraine, it was actually an indirect shot at the United States. So, and when y'all keep saying there are people on the planet that you don't want to mess with, the top name of any person that you don't want to mess with, if you want to do a list in the world, what is the top person you don't want to mess with in the world? It starts and ends with the president of the United States, whoever that is at that time. Because that is the one person that can determine if you're even still a country by the end of the week. Right? It's bright. I mean, this is brass tacks. Y'all, this is not conjecture. I can point to, if you give me a half a day, I could point to 40 examples of the United States literally deciding we no longer want that leader in there, he's gone. We no longer want this military in power, is gone. We don't want this political system in, we will implant our own. These are the things that we know about. So when y'all start talking, I mean, listen, we can flex, but the things that, the things that have to, in order to keep a group together or to keep something going, a lot of things have to happen. So if the United States if this is true, that they confiscated Russian assets and they're giving them to the Ukraine, I'm all for it. Because I live in the United States, I know there's a certain freedom level, and I want y'all to picture something. Nobody that's on this call has ever had the threat of missiles going over their house. And you take that kind of stuff for granted. You take that kind of stuff for granted, and you think that it's all like, hey, what are you guys doing over there? And like me and Cuban did a show. Cuban, remember the show we did with what were you talking about? Ronald Reagan and the Contras, right?
The Contra, the cocaine.
Right. And you see the kinds of things that they do in order to supplant governments, and they tell lies about there's missiles off, or there's missiles that can hit the United States, and they justify this and that and other. But I just assume that a lot of that stuff, I liken it to, and I land my plane, I liken it to your mom when you was a child, keeping the family together, keeping them fed, and some of the things that she had to do in order to make sure that occurred, in order to make sure you had dinner that night. Sad to say, she might have had to sleep with Mr. Willie a few times. She might have had to go to the strip club. She might have had to, you don't know what you got to do. But here's the thing: you're here, you're alive, you're successful. What did your father have to do? You might have had to rob somebody. You might have had to, there's some things that you got to do to keep things going and keep this way of life that we call a way of life going. The fact that we can sit on YouTube and have conversations like this, because y'all know there's places in the world where you can't have conversations like this. Like there's places in the world where they'll pull your ass out of bed. I was just watching a documentary on barbecue, not the food either. I'm talking about the guy in Haiti. They're killing 15 Haitians a day. They're kidnapping 20 plus Haitians a day in the name of politics. So
in the name of what?
Politics. Politics. I mean, you can. I mean, I know it's a different form of politics, but after reading about barbecue and watching the documentary, it's essentially politics. Who's running what? Who has control of what area? Where does this money go for this? Where does it's still politics. It's just their street politics and their governmental politics run kind of concurrent. They run right. It's a nasty mix in Jamaica too. It's a nasty mix how the streets mixes with the politics in the Caribbean. So I don't know. I thought that was very interesting. That they're playing. They're kind of playing like this. Cuban, before I move on, you want to say anything on this? And then we go over one more topic, then we get out of here. Anything, Cuban?
Well, you asking my fault. Well, there's a lot of things I have to agree to disagree with you on.
Okay, good.
So when you, for example, when you say we live in a place where we didn't see missiles shooting over us, right?
Right.
All right. But we live in a place that's shooting the missiles, that's killing people, right? That's then not. This has been going on. We're living in a place that the Cuban Missile Crisis almost took place in this country between Kennedy and Castro, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you make the analogy of the mother or the family member that has to do what they have to do to survive, to provide for the family, that's not the same analogy to use on the U.S. government because they have other revenues of money. So to justify this and then say, well, this is why they went into Central America. This is why they work with the Contras. This is why they work with Escobar. This is why they work with all these people. And then this cocaine, well, we could go before that. The heroin that came into this country from Laos and Vietnam, which the United States was a part of. The devastation it did to the Black community. So now we go to the cocaine. The devastation it did to the Black community, the brown community, and ultimately affected the white community. But the cocaine turns into crack cocaine. The destabilizing of countries, socially, economically, politically. And now people complain about the immigrants, the migrants. Well, they're coming here because of the destabilization that the U.S. did to their country, along with their corrupt puppet politicians. Meanwhile, the people suffer. So that's why I say all these politicians, these presidents and all this, they're all liars. The people, such as us, are the ones that suffer. We're the ones that end up arguing. We're the ones that end up dividing because people want to be rich. And the president is just the face. That's the McDonald's symbol. His advisors, senators, congressmen, big corporations, they make the decisions. He's just the guy that says what he says, but he really doesn't have no power. They really don't have no power. The power, according to democracy, is in the people. But we're divided.
So, as far as the United States goes, as far as the president, and good points. As far as the United States go with the president, and I'll double down and be a little clearer. When I say the president is the face of our government. Mm-hmm. So when I say the one, because they kind of named it as a person, these are the people that you need to be scared of, per se. Mm-hmm. I can't name the general or the secretary or anything like that. So if I look at any one person, I'm looking at the president, not necessarily Joe Biden, but just what he has behind him, the U.S. government, the U.S. military. Mm-hmm. All right. So that's what I mean by the president. Mm-hmm. And I agree with you on that point about that. As far as how that goes. So I would say the president and the United States government. But if we're going to say that, then we'll say Putin and his military or whatever. And just so we're clear about militaries, right? So when y'all study militaries, most countries keep their military in a lot of different phases, but there's two specific I want to talk about. There's a war ready phase, and we'll call it, so you can understand, all the time phase, like a peacetime phase. Most militaries in the country, in the world, matter of fact, I would say over 90+%. Matter of fact, I would almost only say the United States. The United States is really the only country that keeps their military in a war-ready stance at all times. Meaning they can go to war at any time. We can go to war tomorrow. We can go figuratively, but most countries don't do that. They have to ramp up the materials. They ramp up to become ready to go to war. So that's part of the difference. But I want to talk about two different kinds of government: interventionism and isolationism. Part of the reason why the United States participates in so many people's other affairs is because it's difficult for the United States to operate the way that it does, right? It's kind of difficult for us to operate on a global stage and not participate in a lot of these things because we have our hands in so many things. We make money with so many different people. And there was a time, to be honest, that we were isolated. It's isolationism. So from like the 20s to the 70s, like the early 70s, the United States didn't do all of these things. It was more like a isolationist kind of thing. But over time, we had to participate in these other things. I mean, we had to participate in World War I, things like that. So when the United States wasn't always like that, but I think y'all would rather have, I know it's not, this isn't like two guys and you getting into somebody else's business. If we are in business with the entire globe and we have the ability to aggressively enforce better prices for our consumers, or enforce better prices, whatever it is that they're trying to do, I much rather have us be an interventionist government than an isolationist government. Because isolationist government, especially in the social media age, I don't think that would work at all. I don't think it would work if you were trying to be the quote unquote superpower, the head of the superpowers, and just let everybody just do whatever they want. I don't think that would be ideal for us. I don't think so. What do y'all say to that? So are y'all saying that y'all would rather that's a good point. That's a good point. Russia is on war right now while America is using other countries for their war. Technically, I mean, we're not, just so y'all understand what I mean by war ready. I mean, like, we're ready to go to war tomorrow. If it happened, if tomorrow Putin declared, let's say figuratively, logic, that Putin could send a missile over here. If Putin hit New York tomorrow, Russia would be flattened by Sunday. Which side of the coin do you want to be on? A Russian or an American?
First off, wow.
You're on mute.
First of all, wow, right? Russia is huge.
It would be
right?
flattened.
I mean, I'm sure maybe they could target some critical areas and take out the infrastructure real fast. But wow, to even have the capability to pull that off instantly like that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, you absolutely would have to. You'd have to, feel more confident enjoying the whatever liberties that you can be afforded here in America. With that being the case, if it actually did come out to be that unfortunate, to know that you're on the side that can dictate victory within that short of amount of time does feel pretty good. Definitely does.
So you can live with the atrocities in order to keep all of that in place. And I think that's kind of what Cuban is saying. Can you live with the atrocities? Can you live with the United States? I mean, let's have a plain conversation. I mean, you're about to get out of here. It's what? Okay, we literally at 1 hour 59 minutes. We're gonna go another 15
am
minutes.
I going to introduce myself at the end of all of this, or we saving
Yes,
that for another day?
No. I'm saying, I'm talking about on this discussion. We still gotta have conversations. Go ahead. I'm talking about for this show. It's not gonna be a show after this.
Yeah, I mean, man, it's like, I would have to say, based on what Cuban was saying, right? If you look at it that way, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. If you look at it that way, this really isn't the greatest nation on earth. If you look at it that way, no nation is fair, right? If you look at it that way, I would say that you might start moving into a struggle that all nations have had throughout history, and there is no such thing as equality in any superpower. Right. And so with that being said, yes, the unfortunate truth is we are still fortunate on a global sense to be American, even though we have to deal with, the social environment that we live in here in America.
Go ahead, Cuban.
I got to go back to something you said. You said America up into the 70s never did what?
No, I didn't say that. I knew you was going to catch that. I didn't say that. Between 1920, listen, between 1920 and 1975, 75 roughly, I'll just say the middle of the 70s, we moved from isolationism to interventionism. So like right around the Great Depression, we were definitely isolationists. It's one of the reasons for the Great Depression. We weren't very globally active in that way. We weren't globally in people's business.
Yeah.
And then slowly during that little 50-year period, we kind of switched from it just being the United States, us worrying about ourselves, and then then you got Hitler, and I mean it's a number of other things I could point to, but right after the Great Depression, we kind of moved more towards interventionism. So gradually, I don't know, there's no set date during that time, but a lot of people point to the Great Depression because we were definitely isolationists at that time. That's a point where we could say we were, and we began to move. It began to become financially prudent for us to be involved in global affairs. I'll put a link in the chat for you to check it out because I was looking it up while we was talking. I love having these conversations with you.
So who would you say founded Liberia?
I don't know. You have to educate me on that one.
So Africans that were enslaved from that region, when they were brought here, called the freemen, they suffered slavery here, and the United States under Monroe sends those Africans back to found what's called Liberia.
Okay.
Those Africans that came here that went back were the only one.
You're in the Matrix.
Was and is still a colony of the United States.
You was in the Matrix for 15 seconds.
Oh, so basically, Liberia is a colony of the United States. Still is. Because even though, let's just say they don't, which I don't know for a fact, are not personally be involved in their affairs as of now. But I mean, you could go back to Charles Taylor. You could go back to the coups that took place. The children, 5 years old, eating hearts, raping their mothers that had U.S. issued weapons, right? But way prior to that, the founding of it, then you can look at Haiti. Not currently, but in the past, the United States had dealings with Haiti. There was.
I think currently too, wouldn't you say?
Which one?
When you say currently too, I mean the United States was implicated in the murder of the president.
You mentioned barbecue. Who's the one that puts these coups into place? Keep in mind,
no question.
Haiti has just in gold alone $20 billion worth of gold.
Mm-hmm.
That's not, what's it called, lithium or something like that. There's other minerals. That's
the minerals.
I mean, these places all have. It's all the same thing. It's the natural resources. And at the expense of having the natural resources and having expansionism and power, the people suffer. But then you look at those countries and you look who's in power, and it's corruption too. So it's corruption all the way around. You know what I mean? So it's just that's.
Now wait, Cuban. Let me,
You
unless
look
I missed
perturbed, Logic.
something.
You look
Right.
perturbed. What'd you say,
Unless
Gideon?
I missed something. Why did you feel like it was important to bring up the fact that the United States played a part in establishing, was that Libya? Liberia?
Mm-hmm. Because Brass had mentioned the thing of isolationism and interventionism, and that
I put a link in the chat too.
During the 20s to 70s, what I was mentioning by that was to show that
he was cooking
on affairs prior, maybe not on a huge scale as of what we know today, but they still play a role in things. You know, I mean, keep in mind George Washington in his farewell address, one of the things he mentioned was for this nation not to be involved in foreign affairs or foreign policy. You know, it's just like, take care of your home instead of trying to police the world. Like, if the country wants to be communist, let them be communist. You know what I mean? It's just like, that's their business. It seems to be the problem is when it's like, if I say I got a problem with Logic, right? But I have a whole bunch of problems that I'm not taking care of in regards to myself. But I want to sit there and talk about Logic all day long, right? Logic would not respond and be angered or maybe want to punch me in my mouth if I would have minded my business, let Logic do Logic, but I handle my business. You know, handle what's in my home, and that's how I view America. It's like they just want to police everybody. For what? You have homelessness here. You have economic issues here. You still haven't confronted slavery in this country.
Right, I get what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? There's a lot of domestic violence, child abuse, you know, tax. There's a lot of issues here. Get yourself in order. And they won't do that.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But you know what? So when I hear you saying that,
Joel said, "Are you talking about the conscious community?"
You could put that goes for anybody or anything. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, and I'm even mean that for myself. Like, you know, it's pointing the finger at myself first and foremost. You know,
fortunate about that, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna go ahead and say it live.
Worry about what you gotta do to better yourself.
Because it's like, I think to some degree, right? I think that it's actually really unfortunate that I think America socially, in a lot of ways, is operating exactly the way it wants to, right? Like I think that it may actually be benefiting from appearing to be socially conscious, but not actually socially active, you know, at least about actively trying to pursue these new or take under these social pressures, and their agenda might be just bigger than that, and it's beneficial to the public for them to have a perspective that makes them feel like they're involved in these social problems, but not necessarily be in a hurry to address them. So I mean, like I always make the analogy that I think is actually really unfortunate but true, right? Like when you play football, you don't see the opposing team run the football at the end of the game to allow the other team to win. They're trying, you know, to another opportunity to score. They run the football so they can hurry up and get the game over with and get the dub and get out of there. Right? It's like once you get the lead, you keep the lead. And I think that's unfortunate. But you know, if we were putting it in a competitive context, right? Like what incentive would you have to give the other team more opportunities to score? Like that kind of doesn't make sense. But I think it's unfortunate that we would just be on the side of that football game where we don't have the lead. And I think that's really unfortunate, right? I think it's unfortunate but true. So it kind of doesn't surprise me that these social conditions are addressed a lot slowly, if at all. Whereas, prioritizing your foothold in other areas of the world that could possibly be a threat to your global supremacy might actually be, more important. And if you can get by as long as you can with making us believe that you're interested in these social issues, but not actually actively trying to solve them, I mean, maybe that's just the band-aid that they use to kind of keep the fire from getting, from engulfing everything, and just kind of keep the fire here in this little area over here where people might be making noise, not enough noise for everybody to hear it, but whole time I'm actually allocating my resources somewhere else. To me, I think that makes unfortunate sense, right? And me as an individual, I would think, as just an individual, even if I'm a part of a group, a large community who actually does have a voice, right? I don't think that we have, at least, and I could be wrong, I don't think that we have very much power to do that, especially the higher up you go up the ladder. Whereas that's why I would, if we are talking about social change and stuff like that, we have to start, within it's basically as small as possible. You might have to get out the microscope and work from your community outward, work from your local politics outward, work from your state politics outward, work from your, even from there, go to your Senate and your congressman, and then try to now maybe you have enough of a foothold to try to affect larger things, but it's got to start off small. So I can't, what I'm basically saying is worrying about an issue that large as an individual, I don't have very much that I can contribute towards that problem, right? So it kind of crosses my mind as almost am I worried about something that's so far out of my range to affect as an individual? For me to be worried about that, it's almost like I'm now putting some of my, I guess, how would you say, my biological resources into stuff that I really can't impact. I mean, I think that's actually what I'm trying to say when I'm saying, some of those other things when we have some other conversations. But it definitely seems to me to be better to focus on smaller things rather than these huge things that are so far out of our reach as individuals. But I do understand what you're saying. Yes, America they're not focused on these local problems, these small social issues. And I think that benefits them in a way that unfortunately makes sense to me. I'd love to hear somebody else's opinion on that, but that's what I think is going on purpose. So it doesn't surprise me.
There's a word called realpolitik, REALPOLITCK, and it's a simple word, right? And it's kind of a strategy. It's an ism, if you want to do that. And one of the things that it says is, you put national interest and power over moral considerations and ethics, and you do it on a case-by-case basis. So me and Cuban have had these conversations. I've had these conversations with a few people in the chats or a few people in the discords and stuff. And one of the challenges that you're always going to have being an American is, I want you to understand what it takes to keep the lights on. The atrocities that it takes to keep the ATM, the money to come out of the ATM. The atrocities that it takes when you fall in love with a woman and you want to put a diamond on her finger. Or when you want to buy a brand new car and a brand new truck, and the oil that it takes and the gas that it takes. The things that the things that we see. And I think one of the things that Cubans, why I always like Cuba's perspective on these things, is because if you look at somebody that has lived outside the United States has a different perspective. Somebody who has family outside the United States, who visits outside the United States, has a different perspective, because it's easy for me to say from my perch in the United States that what they're doing, you know, I can live with it. But I'm pretty sure somebody from Palestine or Gaza, or the Gaza Strip or Haiti or other places globally, they might have a little bit of a challenge. The fact that we could sit here on YouTube, like I said, I don't take it for granted that we could sit here on YouTube and have these conversations, because I know in other places you can't. They just turn off the internet. They'll if you speak against the government, they'll pull you out of your house. And I just think that for people that don't understand that these things, I don't agree with the people that say that this kind of stuff doesn't go on, but I also don't agree with the people that say it's terrible, it needs to stop, this, that, and the other, as long as you are prepared to live a completely different kind of way. As long as you're prepared to, you know, for certain prices to go up. Are you prepared for bombs to go off? Are you prepared for that kind of stuff? And I don't think so. I'm not that naive. I don't think the average human being in the United States now, privy to this life they've lived for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, all of a sudden if bombs started going off and we had to, you know, deal with being flattened by another country. And because you got to remember, it's not just us doing it to them. Nobody does this to us. No one. We are in a unique position. We'll never have to worry about Mexico bombing the United States or Canada bombing the United States. Russia and China, the reason why I say that war will be over is because we could fly drones to them that could flatten them. Hundreds of thousands of drones that could flatten them. They couldn't get within a sniff of the United States. Anybody that had a problem. It's a one-way war. So, like I said, I appreciate the United States flaws. I am bathed in its atrocities. And I still, no matter what, with all its flaws and atrocities, I still wouldn't want to be born anywhere else. That's just me. Let me read Cuban's quote. Peace to you, Marcus. Yamamoto Sunitomo, matters of great concern should be treated lightly. Matters of small concern should be treated seriously. Explain that.
So the small things matter because it's things that snowball into the greater things. So when the small things aren't handled, then expect greater things to happen. So handle the small things, because that's what matters at the moment. So sort of like integrity, controlling your ego, like in the sense of America, they had to police the world. Put that stuff in check. And then maybe these other things won't occur. Maybe it won't be as severe. Or at least you could say I wasn't involved. But when greed and ego's at play, that's what's going to happen.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, so there's conspiracy theories behind
the solar eclipse with the reptilian beings having sacrifices and Masonic rituals on the earth. Yes.
Okay.
Let's go, Cuban.
No,
hey, I love it, by the way. But
I'm not going there.
I definitely don't want to discourage it.
I was waiting. Somewhere you always did slip that word in somewhere. But no, I'm talking about so let's talk about the conspiracy of the planes with the towers real quick. And this is, everybody has a litmus test, right? So here's my litmus test. And anybody on the panel, but we can start with you. So my litmus test is this. So there were the two planes that went into the towers, right? But then at the time, if y'all remember, there was a plane that went into the Pentagon But then there was another plane. They didn't really know where it was headed. I think it was over Pennsylvania or something like that. And they blew it out of the sky. And their fear was there's however many people on this plane, but that they didn't want to sacrifice. They didn't know what it was going to do, but they didn't want to take a chance and have it and let it reach whatever its plan was. So not knowing what that plane was going to do with those U.S. lives on it, from what they say, it either crashed. What the word is that people on the plane took over and the plane crashed. Forensics and different other things tend to point another direction, meaning it was blown out of the air because of the wreckage over a few miles. I have a question. Your finger's on the button. Now there's 180 souls on that plane. And you don't know what that plane is about to do, but you do know that those two planes, one went into the Pentagon and two went into the World Trade Center. Starting with DQ, do you kill 180 people to save an unknown number of people? Or do you work with the plane to try to get it to land safely?
If I'm limited to those two options, then I have to choose the lighter of that. Of course, I try to assist and save lives. But if it comes to the point to where I do have to, lives have to be lost, I try to take the minimum loss of it. But yeah, both of those options put me in a sticky conundrum though.
Cuban?
I would do everything possible to make sure nobody has to die. But if I had to go with either or scenario, the people on the plane would have to be the sacrificial lamb.
Logic.
Unfortunately, it's an easy choice, right? Once I've communicated to the plane, right, I might even go as far as to try to instruct whoever might be piloting the plane, hey, this is how you communicate back to me. Can you let me know if you can land in XYZ location? And if I don't get a response, I'll shoot the plane down.
You say boom, 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 boom.
And Gideon, if you hear, you can respond too. I forgot Gideon was on. Gideon had said nothing. If you want to jump in on that, Gideon, I know sometimes you just like to listen. So,
but are we talking about this? Are we talking about people with box cutters on the plane?
Yeah, I mean, there was so many conflicting stories, but essentially there was another plane that was taken. And while it being taken over, some people stopped it, and somehow that plane crashed. Some people on the plane stopped it, and somehow that plane crashed.
But I won't get into the September 11th talk.
No, me neither. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to get an idea. Would you kill 180 people to save 2,000, even if you didn't know for sure that the 2,000 people would die?
Yeah.
I would kill 180 people 10 times every day and 100 times on Sunday to save 2,000 lives. But my point is that's the position that the United States is in. And this is the arrogance of Americans inside of the United States, in my opinion. The arrogance is, and it proves itself out so many times. It just proved itself out with the cars. We were just talking about this DQ with, the plans of we're going to stop making gas cars by 2025. And then all these old niggas and all these people were saying, man, fuck that. I don't give a damn what you talking about. I'm riding my gas car till the wheels fall off, and I'm about to buy a Suburban first chance I get. And this is to save the damn planet. So miss me with all of this. We're trying to make sure that the United States was we're trying to maintain safety. People's interests over everything. I'm just telling you, bro. I'm telling you right now, people's interests over everything. You know how and it plays out so many ways. DQ. Everybody loves their children. Everybody loves their wife until COVID happens and you got to spend the whole damn day with them. Am I lying? How many parents was begging for these kids to go back to school for no other reason other than I love my child, but I do not love them enough to hang out with them every day, all day. Now I agree there's some parents that just, you know, I was actually happy to spend time because I don't really get to see my child before that as much. I was building a brand, but at the end of the day, most parents was like, now you realize how bad your child is. Look at how the United States acted when they were forced to just put a mask on. Just to save other people's lives, your grandmother's lives, your mom's life, your father's life. Look how they acted then.
And what did Donald Duck say about the mask?
I don't know, but you about to say something witty. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm about to go to the stove. I'll be right back.
Okay, good. What did Donald Duck say?
He was against it.
Why?
Because he didn't believe in it.
Oh, you said Donald Duck's a Trump. Okay. I thought you meant Donald Duck.
Never
know with you. But no, what I'm saying is, I'm just saying to you that if the United States was to impose certain limitations on its citizens simply to make sure that other countries were in a better place, and I'm sure that they might, but I don't know. And I can't say, like for example, Cuban, I mean, we had the conversation about Palestine. We had the conversation about the Cold War. We had the conversation about the crack era and Reaganomics and all this, that, and the other. And I understand that lives are lost. I understand. You're going to love this slave series I'm doing. I'm putting out, I think, next week.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about how we're still technically slaves.
Mm-hmm.
And the I don't know, bro. I am, to be an American is to be conflicted. Because when you give your wife that diamond ring, you don't know if it's a damn conflict diamond. But you're gonna give your wife that diamond ring.
No.
And if you don't give her that diamond ring, that's gonna be a problem.
Then she ain't the one for you.
Mom, you can't really say that.
Oh, yes, I can. I've already had that talk with her.
No, don't do that person. I don't want to know. Yeah. What I'm saying, what my point is, women are bred from a very early age that's what a wedding is. So even if she personally wasn't that, you might be destroying her idea of, like, I perfectly understand a woman who says that my husband should pay all of the bills. I completely understand why she's saying it. Because if you grew up that way and your father did that, then no, science does not have proof about life after death that I know of.
The master teacher has proven that.
Follow my logic on this logic. If your father paid the bills the entire time and your mom stayed home, that's the life that you grew up in. Other stuff looks crazy to you.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you're a father, and I say you're a man who, when you grew up, your parents split the bills, and then that same woman meets you and says, well, you're going to pay all the bills. And I'm going to say, well, we all split it. You know, that's just living life. But I would say, I'm going to look up this trolley. Marcus always does this to me because I don't know what the trolley car dilemma is. And I've been sitting here looking at it while I'm talking, but that's my point. But Cuban, state your last thing before we let you go, because then I want to introduce some information with logic, and you're more than welcome to stay.
Well, I wanted to say, when we had that discussion about Palestine and the Zionists, I would like to go on record to say to all those out there that believe the hype about October 7th, well, it's documented what truly occurred.
Yeah, I did see that.
truly occurred. So
Yeah, I did see that.
did the Palestinians kill people? Yeah, right. However, the beheading, all this type of stuff, no. No, all that other raping and all that, no. So it's again, does it make it right? No, but it's the lies that are thrown in there. So it's the lies of all these ideologies, all these politicians, whatever they are, rogue or whatever. Like it's all games, man. It's all games.
I was actually going to ask you something lighter.
And yes, I do. Now I'm not on no Alex Jones type thing. Like I'm not.
No.
But I do think when we talk September 11th, to say
exactly.
Preach, brother, preach.
To say that it wasn't an inside job. To say that wouldn't have occurred to justify going into a war and did not even go to war with the country that you say was on the airplane that did A, B, and C, but you went and invaded another country and were there for a long time, right? The expense of, so we're pro-America, the American soldiers that died for what? You found no weapons of mass destruction. That guy wasn't involved in any of that. It was Saudi Arabia, right? So now I say this, why is that hard to believe when a country that engaged in slavery? Did they care about the lives of Africans? Did they care about the raping of women? Did they care about
hold on. First, that R word, just relax.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot. Okay.
That throws off the algorithm. Secondly, I don't know if we can make the connection. But I get your theory of
it's a theory. It's not a fact.
I get the theory. I go with what was presented. I go with the evidence that was presented because here's why. Because anything else is my opinion, and my opinion, like other people's opinions, are just opinions. So I have to go with what is presented. And then two, Cuban, what I know is, and then being in politics and being at the highest levels of local politics and being those backroom conversations where decisions are made, and then having a bird's eye view to seeing, Congress meetings and senator meetings and things like that, just seeing that, not participating in it. I'm not like a mole or nothing like that, but to see it and to see how they're kind of run kind of similar, and to own a business and have an entire company running around me and having private conversations in back offices, the decisions and things that happen in back offices are for the greater good of your business. And the majority of the people on a smaller scale, the majority of the people that work for a company have no idea what those decisions are. They have no idea why the people made those decisions. And I don't like to get into, because I'm in that position. I own a couple of companies now, including Tribe Media. And even the conversations that we have that aren't even privy to the public, if they were to ever come out on even this small scale, congratulations to the New York Knicks beating the Sixers. Even if they were to come out on a small scale, they wouldn't be understood unless by like me, Logic, Hits, and even on that scale, me, Hits, and DQ. There's just private conversations that are always had. So I just go with what the information that they presented. I try to go off the scientifically literate part of it, I guess. But I don't know. Let me just say this real quick, because we've been going 2 hours and some change. So this is the trolley dilemma. So Marcus said that you don't know unless you had to make the decision. So it's called the trolley dilemma. Would you kill one person to save 5? Imagine you're standing beside some tram tracks. In the distance, you spot a runaway trolley hurtling down the tracks towards 5 workers who cannot hear it coming. Even if they do spot it, they won't be able to move out of the way in time. As this disaster looms, you glance down and see a lever connected to the tracks. You realize that if you pull the lever, The tram will be diverted down a second set of tracks away from the 5 unsuspecting workers. However, down this side track is one lone worker, just as oblivious as his colleagues. Would you pull the lever leading to 1 death but saving 5? This is the crux of the classic thought experiment known as the trolley dilemma, developed by philosopher Philippa Foot in 1967 and adapted by Judith Jarvis Thompson in 1985. The trolley dilemma allows us to think through the consequences of an action and consider whether its moral value is determined solely by its outcome. So this is about the trolley dilemma has since proven itself to be a remarkably flexible tool for probing our moral intuitions and has been adapted to apply to various other scenarios such as war, torture, drones, abortions, and euthanasia. What do you do, Cuban? What do? You kill 1 or you kill 5?
You pick up the trolley, bro.
One, nope, you only got 1 or 2 choices. You kill 1 person, you kill 5.
I mean, I would get to who I could get to. I might not even be able to get 1 person. I might have to touch.
No, if you pull it, no. You're look at the picture. You're standing next to the lever.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see.
If you pull the lever, it's gonna kill 5 people. It was on its way to kill 5 people. If you pull the lever, it's only gonna kill the 1 guy. Which one do you choose?
Yeah, I would yell out to the 1 person, move, and then hit the lever to save the other people.
I think the other part of it, which is kind of like a variation of it, is saying one of the set is gonna have to die because it's going too fast, no matter what you say.
Someone has to die. Wow, what a decision.
I'm choosing 1.
I don't even want to be in that decision.
I don't know why this is so difficult for me. For me, it's not difficult. I'm gonna divert.
I mean, you want to say you want to save the most people. You know what I mean? But I mean, I wouldn't even want to be in that situation. That's crazy.
I may not.
Like,
you know what's funny?
Like,
I may not feel it at all.
What if the 5 people you saved were like scumbags, and that 1 person that died was like a really good person? Now you just saved who knows what.
Oh, you mean like you save a piece of trash?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. So even though he's 1, you're still a piece of trash. You saved that 1. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I honestly probably would do? I ain't trying to be funny. I wouldn't make the decision, bro. I wouldn't touch the lever. I would scream, I would yell, but I wouldn't do anything. And that's probably the punk in me, I guess.
Yeah, that's a dilemma.
No, can I throw an extra layer into this?
No. Answer the question before you throw the layer.
Well,
and then we got to get out of here.
I would have the 1 person killed, right? So I would throw an extra layer into this to ask both of y'all a question, right? So what if they made you watch the results? You had to be the eyewitness.
Well, if it's going to happen that fast, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. I mean, the trolley. I don't know if y'all ever seen a trolley tram. The trolleys are fast.
It's gonna look like for the most part you're gonna see some body parts in whole, and most of it's just gonna look like ground meat and some clothes and a lot of blood.
It's gonna be very loud.
Yeah, and the noise
it's gonna be very loud. That's a good one, Marcus. I appreciate that. Yeah. Marcus said that's why it's a dilemma. Yeah. But you know what's funny? In the time we just had this conversation, none of us would have even pulled the lever.
Oh my God.
Just think about that. It's going that fast. Hold on. It's going that fast. And in trying to even think about it and figure it out, they'd be dead by the time we even decided.
Well, I
wouldn't say you got to stay, then I'm going to go to Cedric.
Say this. Why would they be standing on the track? Like in that picture, they're standing on the track. Why would you stand on the track when something? No,
that's normal.
I don't know what
because they don't always operate. So the track is basically like a part of the street and the sidewalk. But when the trolley isn't running, it's people there.
Now, what if that one person was somebody that was related to you?
You're not gonna
Five with
kill. I
people
would
you've never
assume you're
seen
gonna
before.
save your. I would assume you're gonna save your family. You're not gonna kill your family.
I mean, it's a
Because
very tough question.
by pulling that lever, you're killing that person.
Hmm?
You're not gonna choose to kill your family. Go ahead, Cedric.
Good afternoon, guys. I was listening and I thought presenting this moral dilemma was a great exercise. There is no right answer.
Mm.
The answer is related to your perspective, like Logic just raised. That's my son, the number one there. That's my son. I'm pulling the lever without hesitation. I'm the president of a nation, and this situation is presented on a larger scale. What am I going to do? These are moral dilemmas, and there is no one right answer. What it does, it stimulates and provokes the thought process for us to become more sensitive to people that has to make life and death decisions. But great exercise, though.
And see, that's my point. You know, to live in the United States is to be conflicted. If you're not or I'll add another word for it. To be an American in the United States. Go ahead.
Yeah, one more thing I was gonna give you pushback on. I can understand your perspective saying like you wouldn't want to be born anywhere else other than the United States, like and I can appreciate that. But a Swede is gonna say I don't want to be born anywhere else but in Sweden. Somebody like me, for example, if given the opportunity to move to the United States, I wouldn't take it as a black man. Going from the peace of mind and the leisure and the freedom with which I move about my society completely, going to a place where now I need to deal with a whole lot of restrictions, I wouldn't do it. In terms of opportunity wise, like I live in a system where tertiary education is guaranteed free. Like who gives that up? You see, so these things are all a matter of perspective. Now, when I'm in the United States, I look at this place is awesome. Look at the streets, look at the infrastructure. It is wow. Yeah. I love to go to for example, you know what I mean? When I'm in downtown Miami, I enjoy myself. But in 10 days, I want to get on that plane though. I'm out of here.
I think if I had to add any caveat, that's a good point. To when I say I wouldn't want to be born anywhere else, the caveat would be this. Once I became comfortable being a conflicted United States American, African American, once I became comfortable, right, being conflicted. Because when you're a child in the United States, you're just oblivious. Like imagine being a 2-year-old child, a 3-year-old
ignorance
child,
is bliss.
Child. Right. Imagine being a 2, 3, 4-year-old child on the Gaza Strip in Palestine for the last 90 days.
Yeah.
You don't. You think that this is what life is. You want to be anywhere other than where you are, but you think that that's what life is, but that's not always what life was. So to add a caveat to, I would not want to be born anywhere else on the planet. I didn't realize that until I became comfortable with the conflicts it takes for America to be America. And when I say comfortable, I mean like I don't agree. I don't agree with the atrocities. I don't even know what all the atrocities are. But I understand to be an American is to be flawed. It's like that James Baldwin statement: to be African American in the United States and woke is to be in a constant state of rage. So most people walk in the United States and are oblivious. They're oblivious to what's going on. They think that the water coming on, they think that the energy is a given, that water is a given, that internet is a given, all these givens that don't happen outside of the United States for the most part.
I can agree to being conflicted and understanding how that is. You know what I mean? I'm really for a broad social net, for example, but my kids go to private school. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm yeah. You know, so I understand that being conflicted. But some of the propaganda, though, like a lot of like Cuban, like some of the points Cuban made, though, we need to address it. Some of the issues that America uses as its reason for being out there are it's like a self-perpetuating circle. You go, you destabilize countries, right, which causes chaos. You get mass exodus, whereby the United States need to invade the country again, and it's a vicious circle. Like it on and on and on. Like you complain about refugees, but you have an embargo on Cuba, which doesn't allow the country to develop. Like how huh? Haiti is a problem, but you're constantly destabilizing this country. Why? So some of the points, yes, I can agree. You need to secure your interests in countries that you're trading with, but how is it that all these countries come out more negative after you've been there instead of prospering and spreading this goodwill and this big brother you're talking about? That's the conflict there that I have.
Mm-hmm. Do you think? Do you just speaking to the panel and anybody who wants to respond? Do you think that there exists a world where if do you think there's a situation where if we didn't that there could ever possibly be a situation where all the governments, all of the nations, all of the countries, continents even could all be
no,
powerful?
but you see, like I believe in
Like
a
no,
Mongolian type
hold on. Like
imperialism.
there has to be a hierarchy, is what I'm saying. Like, do you think that we would all be even? Wouldn't there have to be a situation where one would always have to be over the other in order to exist?
Yes, human nature.
Right.
Let's go back to a tribe, right? We're all in a tribe, and Brass, you're the best hunter, right? Every time we go out, you get the biggest game. You always know where to find it. It is naturally at a certain point the rest of the hunters are going to go like, Brass, where we hunting today? You automatically are going to achieve that level of authority. The fact that you bring the biggest game puts you in a position of power because you are now sharing your game with the rest of the community. And the prettiest girl is going to get the prettiest piece of the meat. You see, and because you got the best ability to hunt, you're going to get the most ideal plot of land, right? It hierarchy is nature. It's natural because we're not all equally endowed.
Fire. All right. We've been going for 2 hours, 45 minutes. I want you to stay right there for a second, Sid, because we're about to make an announcement. So we know we do Tri Media. This is a multimedia platform. We've already had a large success story. Piece to matter of fact. Peace to DQ, who I want you to be here for this announcement. Actually, this is hilarious, Cedric. And peace to the chat. So we did a book with DQ. That book sold over 100 copies in 60 days. It spent some time on #1 Amazon sports fishing, and one other topic. So it definitely did well. We're going to be releasing media, books, podcasts, other people's stuff on our platform, not just us on our own platform. We're gonna have the TMI podcast hosted by me. That'll be coming up. That'll be like a morning show, maybe an hour or two in the mornings. And then also we're gonna have DQ's podcast, where he's by himself, doing his own show. We're gonna be doing the AI classes with Hits, where he's gonna be doing that more in a Zoom webinar format, just sharing people with AI, different things like that. We got books coming out, but we had conversations with Brother Logic, and Logic, he came to us with an interesting idea, and from that idea is going to spawn a book, a podcast, a number of other things, possibly even a sketch idea. We're not going to go totally into the idea, but we are announcing it because we're going to start working on it today, tomorrow. You'll see some traction on a couple of the things over the next few weeks. It's a very interesting concept. I don't know if we want to give the whole concept, but Cedric, it's going to be very, very interesting. Logic, speak a little bit on it. You could talk a little bit on it, a lot, but you could take us out either way. But Cedric, I want you to hear whatever he's about to say. So go ahead, Logic. I'll let you present the idea.
I actually am very fortunate, right, in my social life to have some.
Your volume's low.
My volume's low.
Yeah.
I've been very fortunate in my social life to have some pretty unique circumstances that I've had the ability to be engaged in, and one of them is I wind up at the time. Right now, I'm about 37. So I think at the time around when I was about 34, 33 years old, I wind up meeting a woman who was about 45 years old. And she was very experienced in BDSM. And from that experience, she actually told me that I'd make a good dominant. And I didn't really know what she meant. Right. So, I dated her for a couple months. My job was pretty unique. I did a lot of traveling, so I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time with her. But long story short, she actually in the correct terms, she kind of groomed me, right? She actually prepared me for a lifestyle that has significantly changed my social life, my dating life. Showed me a lot about my own character, and it's a very unique blend of skills and actual passions that I've been able to develop and actually experience in my personal life that I typically don't talk about with people because I'm not too sure how they take it. I don't really think it's really that cool. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just my personal life. But I introduced it to Brass. I told him a little bit about it. Maybe I do, tie people up from time to time. Maybe I do or don't. I mean, there's some very interesting things about it. But I think that the first thing, right, that I would want to really talk to the audience about is how BDSM actually isn't as sexual as you think. And it's a lot more about just general pleasure, right? How much can you enjoy the conversation, right? How much can you, how intense of a listener are you? How much do you actually respect your partner? And in some of these things are expressed in ways I would say people outside the BDSM community might consider extreme. But I think once you really get to understand what BDSM is, I would spell it with a BD being and the D being capital, and then S and M also being lowercase, because discipline is absolutely the most fundamental aspect about BDSM. It's absolutely
and cut. And cut.
And cut. Okay.
And cut. Cedric. So hearing what he just said, do we got some content coming for y'all, bro? Oh man.
Oh my God.
I told you.
You thought that was tight said?
Yeah. He
I'm
didn't
not too
believe
sure what
me.
people think about it.
When
I just want to
he
share my
presented
little,
this to me,
little thing I do.
I'm glad my camera's not on because my face was like, what? Let me say this. Let me say this. I'm not shocked by anything, right? The main difference is I think I'm a bit old school. Just certain things you don't talk about. Just certain things, like I'm just that old school dude. Ain't nothing that gonna shock me. Ain't nothing like anything your conversation you had. Trust me, been there, done that. Any one of these conversations, been there, done that. I lived in Europe for a long time, bro. But I'm just that old school dude that I would be in a room with 20 people I've had interference with or whatever, and nobody would know because we just don't have them conversations. But I appreciate the modern day that we're in, and the openness to talk about these stuff, and maybe in you see, I'm biting my words. Maybe in this setting, I might be a bit more open to explore these concepts on a public platform. But I ain't too old school for that. Like, okay, y'all. I don't know.
You know what's funny? Let me respond to him too, Brash. You know what's
Go ahead, and then
funny?
then take us out after that.
I think what's actually funny, right, is when people mention the words dominance and submission. I think that the biggest irony that's difficult for people who don't understand what it actually means is that both sides are innate in all individuals. We all have dominant traits. We all have submissive traits. And it's really not just about bedroom. It's really more of an expression of yourself in and outside the bedroom. I mean, it's totally. It's a lot more about mental fulfillment than it is sexual pleasure, but it is a part of it, right? So I want to be able to at the very least be able to lay down some fundamentals about my relationship with, first of all, a person who mentored me into being into BDSM, and a lot of the conversations and a lot of the I guess you have to kind of say the fundamentals about what is different from a BDSM relationship versus a vanilla relationship. But we all do it. That's the interesting part. We all are dominant. We all are submissive, and I think that's actually a really very interesting part about it.
I can agree with you wholeheartedly with the use of the terms, because again, I work with animals, and when we use dominance in terms of training, it is not what people think. So a dominant position has nothing to do with suppression or overly aggressive or hurting. It has nothing to do with that. And when I'm working with clients and I tell them assert your dominance, and I just use the word, it is interesting to see people go into a almost violent position. And I'm like,
how would they express that? Right.
Yeah, like no, that's not what I'm asking you to do. Dominance is assurance, is being it's more about my confidence in what I want and what I'm doing and how I communicate that. It is not about suppressing the other. And in certain aspects, because I have a very dominant nature, I find it very attractive, especially when females become that little aggressive and assertive. It is attractive to me, but not because okay, you go ahead. it works. Let me see how to explain it. Because of my dominant nature, it is cool to let that go and be in a submissive position sometimes. Just you run the show, whatever it is, and it
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily have to be in a sexual environment. So
Yeah, I actually can tell that you wouldn't have a hard time understanding what I'd be trying to explain as far as dominant submission. Because you know, depending on how you view yourself, you may have a hard time visualizing yourself as being submissive to a woman in certain circumstances. But it's absolutely true. You know, like I actually have a relationship with a woman who's far better at real estate, right? Let me give you just a prime example. She knows way more about that than I do, right? So in some regards, right, I have to defer or submit to her when I'm actually looking for information. I'm listening to her. I let her take the leads. She's far more organized. She's far more experienced in it. So why would I attempt to be dominant in a situation like that?
And that's your strength. You take the lead, and it says nothing about my position as a man or individual when I understand my strengths and weaknesses and allow you and appreciate yours. If you're the best in that aspect, man, I'm gonna follow what you say.
No, that actually means you got some pretty solid confidence there, Cedric. That's commendable. The fact that you can understand what I'm saying, you know what I mean when I say, you know, that's real confidence. The fact that you can recognize that, step aside, and allow somebody else to take the lead from time to time, you know, that's actually a good thing. You know, we do it in all aspects of life, right? One of the things that I'm gonna bring up just real quickly, like I used to be a salesperson. I sold used cars for 10 years. And one of the first things that they teach you in training class, right, is that customers, when they come in, they are actually looking for somebody who's competent enough in what they're doing to take the lead. So when you go to a car dealership and you find a good salesman, you are playing the role of the submissive. That doesn't mean you have no power.
Nope.
Absolutely does not mean you have no power. You still have the right to say yes or no, but you are actively looking for someone to lead you through the process. And that is a much better analogy for how the energy exchange happens in BDSM than just being something purely sexual and aggressive.
Can I give you another example? Like on my job, I'm a manager, right? And one of the most the VP of the company doesn't have my level of authority. When I speak in terms of public health, it is law. No one overrides me. However, on the floor, I'm a very helpful individual. What can I get for you? Do you need something? And you can see that the staff, they recognize it. And some of the females, they really give me an order like, hey, I need this and that. And I smile at them. I say, you like doing that, huh? You like pushing the boss around, huh? Yeah. And the smile that comes on their face, and I'm completely comfortable with, yes, ma'am, okay. And I go and get their stuff, right? And the relationship that we build, and it has nothing to do with who. You're not going to talk to me like that. It's just, okay, that turns you on, huh? It's fun, huh? You can talk to me like that, huh? So I get what you're talking about.
The roles become just a little bit more defined, you know, and there's a little bit more structure that goes into it. And I'm sure Brass wants me to save some of that for some later episodes. But there are some subtle but huge differences when it talks about what a vanilla relationship would be compared to what a dominant and sub relationship would be, and how to actually make that a healthy relationship for both of you guys. You know, but actually, when I get off of here, you know, I actually have, like I said, I have the fortune of having somebody that mentors me through this, you know, and I talk to him on a regular basis. And, you know, ironically, she is a woman who is in a lesbian relationship, but she is also my mentor as my submissive, you know, so I have the luxury of having somebody else I can talk to and explain my circumstances that I go through with other submissives, and she kind of walks me through the processes and asks me questions. Hey, why have you done this? Why haven't you done that? And you know, it's a very interesting relationship that I kind of can't wait to talk about, and I think a lot of us will find it pretty interesting. But I am very fortunate to have met some of the people that I've met, including the Tri Media group. So for sure.
Right. All right, DQ. You want to take us out, or I know you just got back.
I guess I can. Let me see. You want me to say some closing remarks? Are we playing some music? What we doing?
Whatever you want to do. I saw you. I know you just came back, but we literally hit the 3-hour mark.
Oh man, dope.
Yeah, you literally hit the 3-hour mark, so that's a good thing. Appreciate you, Cedric, for coming up on the panel with different perspectives. By the way, be on the lookout for DQ and Hits to hit you up, because like I said, they wanted to do a show on the pets, and it's funny that when you talk, a lot of times you get into that conversation, and that's something that they really wanted to have you. I think it was you, Chef. Hits has a dog, and even how you was just talking about the dominance when it comes with pets, they really want to do a show just on pets alone. So be on the lookout for them hitting you up about that.
Yeah,
like I said, we do off-brand topics, things that people love. So
I work with animals a lot. I do a lot of communication with animals. Right now, I'm raising a new bird. I have videos up where my birds are like on command, spinning, flipping, waving. I got high-level videos with working with dogs. I do protection work with dogs and stuff like that. So yeah, we are a group of people that have varied interests. Unfortunately, we get stuck in the same conversations over and over.
The same conversations, yeah, and
very interesting.
Yeah, well, that will never happen here. We try to keep it. Like even with Logic's comment, Logic show and Logic's podcast, DQ's podcast is going to be out of the ordinary. But like when Logic brought that kind of content to us, the first thing I thought about is like, when people start talking about BDSM, it's like you don't even feel like an adult no more. But in all actuality, it's as adult as it gets. It's as adult as it gets. It's those things. Yeah, nobody wants to talk about it. But then I loved how you even made the connection of how it's not just about these dominant tactics and submissive tactics that get used. We use these things every day. These are dynamics. If you deal with money, you deal with dominance and submissiveness. If you play the stock market, you deal with dominance and submissiveness. You deal with dominance and submissiveness. You might want to word it a different way. You might not want to call it that.
You're right.
But in all actuality, it's all done. So when he was talking about it, it made me think like, man, that's literally your entire life.
Yep.
That's just, it's not, it's like a buzzword. It might seem nasty, but when you raise your family, you can't just be a gangster with your wife all the time.
Hey man, right?
You can't be that way. Like that's not even a successful marriage. You can't just beat the hell out of your kids all the time. You won't beat anyone.
We ain't beating our kids though.
No, but I'm saying I'm talking about but think about what I'm saying. In those 80s and 70s, you know what I'm saying? Like our generation, like for example, I have 2 children, 15, one in college. They're about the most free. If I was to I'll raise my voice. We'll have all kinds of conversations. They don't understand what it means to be hit. But me as a child, I didn't know what it was like not to. I thought I was in a damn fight with my father and parents half the time. They just handsy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you certain things, they're unspoken, unspoken rules. But there's a time back in. I hate to get into this conversation when we end in the show, but one of the things I appreciate about the mental health of how this generation apprises mental health, because I'm gonna be real with you, our parents didn't give a damn. They didn't care, bro. If you was sad, good for you. If you was mad, congratulations.
If I would have told my parents I got anxiety, nigga, shut up.
Right. Get your behind in there and do whatever it is.
Anxiety. Boy, these kids got it made, boy.
Yeah, so when I love that with this generation that they bring that into, like, you could be depressed. How many kids in our generation we didn't know about ADHD and depression and ADD and all of that stuff. How many kids flunked out of school? They didn't know that, man, this guy is sick. Something wrong with him. They didn't know that. They didn't even think to care. They didn't care what was wrong with them. I'll tell you what's wrong with them. You need a belt. That's you know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Those kind of sick ass comments. So, you know, when you go through a life like that, I can appreciate the conversation that Logic is having, because I can't imagine being a person that would be really into that and then not being able to for me to be able to live the American dream and find my true love or exercise my freedoms or things like that without being looked at as a damn sicko. So I want to have these open conversations. I think this is important. How many people you think is in therapy because of they got these feelings, these thoughts of how they want to live their life, but they don't want to be seen as a damn sick man. So yeah, we're gonna have these conversations. DQ is a lot more than a damn rapper, bro. That's the whole point of these podcasts. Put people in their actual eras. Let them live the life that they want to. But DQ, take us out. Hold on, let me read this last comment by Adrian.
I got a close-out quote too. Let me go last though.
What you guys are talking about is what makes decentralized power structure run well. The understanding on what position you are and according to the circumstances we find ourselves in. Yeah, facts. Facts. Super facts. Beyond facts.
Yeah.
Beyond facts. But go ahead, Logic. Let DQ take us out. He gonna play something, a commercial or something.
Well, with that being said, man, I'm going to really enjoy sharing my knowledge and sharing some of my experiences with you guys, right? But I think it boils down to a very simple sentence, a question rather, and the question is to serve or to be served. That is the actual question.
Well, that's me, man, right there. See, I'm switching this. I was gonna play some horse, now I gotta play some player shit. That's my nigga right there.
Yeah.
Me and Logic got an album coming, nigga. Mount Dracula, Count Macula, nigga, is coming.
Sharp as a razor blade, day to day. With my gold teeth and the table fade, player made. System water bottles and Gatorade. Gotta say, a lot of niggas want me to fade away. Dedicated, keep my game sharp as a razor blade, day to day. With my gold teeth and the table fade. I'm rolling this blunt up, I sit and think about to come up. Hit your chick with that lumber, she somewhere deep in the slumber. I ain't Stevie, no wonder. I had her falling this summer. She talking tad in my name, I ain't even saving the number. Pimpin' meticulous, when you pimp it's a hit or miss. Vernacular snapping, she breaking bridges to get a kiss. Look what done happened, her nosy friend and got in the mix. She know I'm a hitter too, if she tell him I plead the fifth. Player made, system water bottles and Gatorade. Gotta say, a lot of niggas want me to fade away. Dedicated, keep my game sharp as a razor blade. Day to day, with my gold teeth and the table fade. Player made, system water bottles and Gatorade. Gotta say, a lot of niggas want me to fade away. Dedicated, keep my game sharp as a razor blade. Day to day, with my gold teeth and the table fade. Mention my pedigree with my mental telepathy. Hitting them curves, my lines connect like the letter B. Waiting my turn, I swear my life did the letter B. Studied the masters, I learned the wisdom from A to Z. Books is still something, I still instill in the women. If you can hold up a combo, then we can make us a killing. Close your eyes and just listen to these tricks when they tricking. When my chicks looking good, it's like them bricks when they flipping. Because I'm playing maze. System water bottles and Gatorade. Gotta say, a lot of niggas want me to fade away. Dedicated, keep my game sharp as a razor blade. Day to day, with my gold teeth and the table fade. Player made, system water bottles and Gatorade. Gotta say, a lot of niggas want me to fade away. Dedicated, keep my game sharp as a razor blade. Day to day, with my